The Witcher 3 has a lot of choices for the player to make. I'm talking a metric ton of decisions that shape Geralt into a noble witcher or a mercenary fool. Most Witcher 3 players craft Geralt's journey as a heroic do-gooder, out to save all the damsels in distress and protect people from all manner of monsters. So I got to thinking, what would The Witcher 3 be like if I made every bad choice imaginable and turned Geralt into an absolute bumbling buffoon, botching contracts worse than Clavicular's nose job? And that's precisely the journey we're going to go on today. What's up, everyone? Big Dan here. I make the worst decisions in RPGs, and in this video, I make every bad choice in The Witcher 3 so you don't have to. This is going to be a very long video, so I've put timestamps in the description if you want to explore a particular part of the game. So without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into the worst playthrough ever of The Witcher 3.
War never changes.
If you've watched any of my previous Every Bad Choice videos, then you already know I usually play as a bald MC. But sadly, I ran into a bit of a problem with Geralt's progression on the Norwood scale in The Witcher 3. Despite having access to a barber where we can customize Geralt's hairstyle, there are sadly no options for creating a bald version of our favorite Witcher.
This is not the look I wanted.
And this is not the fate I wanted.
So I decided to scour Nexus mods in search of a mod that would remove Geralt's hair. And surprisingly, I did find one, aptly called Bald Geralt. But unfortunately, I simply couldn't get the mod to work with my game. So after 2 hours of testing and troubleshooting, I had to face the fact that Geralt was going to have a full head of hair for my worst playthrough. But given the scope of the decisions I'll be making in this video, we'll have to consider Geralt as spiritually bald, standing shoulder to shoulder with his brethren like Bald Henry and the Bald Dark Urge.
So, about my reward. Didn't manage to save his life, true, but I did.
Reward? I mourn the loss of the love of my life, yet you... The gall! Take your gold and choke on it!
Given the sheer amount of quests in this game, I've decided to break the video up into sections. We're going to start off by tackling the entire main story, followed by the side quests and contracts for Velen, Novigrad, and Skellige. We'll then tackle the Hearts of Stone expansion, followed by side quest content in Blood and Wine. And we'll finally wrap things up with the main quest and worst endings for Blood and Wine. White Orchard is the tutorial region for The Witcher 3, and the main story for this section of the game is relatively linear. We arrive in town, search for clues about Yennefer, and kill a griffin before finally reuniting with our favorite goth mommy. However, while the main story doesn't offer us any real opportunity for diabolical decisions at this point, there are a few side quests in White Orchard that are worth mentioning before we head out to Velen. Let's start off with Missing in Action. Geralt runs across a man named Dune, whose brother Bastian went MIA after a recent battle with the Nilfgaardians. After investigating the battlefield, we can find Bastian with a wounded Nilfgaardian soldier who saved his life. At this point, we have to decide whether to leave the Nilfgaardian behind or encourage Bastian's family to take him in. Saving the Nilfgaardian is the noble thing to do, but since this is the worst playthrough, we're going to leave him for dead.
Has this Nilfgaardian captured you?
No. He saved my life. I got a cut to me side, and then got hit in the head. Couldn't see anything. Rosinia found me as he crawled across the battlefield, his legs twisted. And so we were, a blind man leading a cripple. Found this place.
I'm taking you home. We need to see to these wounds.
I won't leave Rosinia. I'll own he'll die, and he can't go back to his home. He's deserted. They'll hang him.
And what if they find him with us? They'll hang us all, my Laetitia included. No, the Blackened stayed here.
Your brother's right, Bastion. Nilfgaardians know no mercy. They live by their law, a law that's cruel as hell towards any who hide deserters, or aid them.
Rosin, I'll bring you food. And an herbalist. You'll see. In a week or two, you...
Just go.
But while this choice is bad, by far the worst choice is to skip the quest entirely before moving on to Velen. In this case, if we return to White Orchard later, we'll discover that Bastion and the Nilfgaardian both succumb to their wounds in that abandoned shack. This turns the quest from missing in action to missing in action, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of decisions in The Witcher 3 are not clear-cut. This game doesn't have black and white morality, and sometimes you're forced to make tough choices. A great example of this in the early game is the quest on Death's Bed, where Geralt has to decide the fate of a dying woman named Lena. When the Griffin attacked White Orchard, Lena was gravely wounded by the beast and is now hanging on by a thread in the herbalist Tomira's home. Geralt has two options here: let Lena die, or attempt to give her a Witcher's healing potion, which humans are typically unable to handle. If you give Lena the Swallow Potion, she will survive, but end up as a shell of her former self, as we can learn from her lover in the Nilfgaardian camp in Velen later in the game.
Listen, Lena, she has not fully recovered. I took her with me when I was transferred. Thought she might get better. But no, she says nothing, recognizes no one, sleeps most of the day.
I warned Tomira. Witcher potions have powerful, usually permanent side effects. Can't do anything to help now. Maybe a mage could.
I don't know whether to thank you or curse you for not letting her die with dignity.
Trust me, choice I had to make was harder.
However, if we do nothing, then Lena predictably perishes from her wounds.
Where's Lena? Something happened?
She passed away soon after you'd left.
You resent my choice, I understand. But believe me, my potions wouldn't have helped.
Alas, I must take your word for it.
Personally, I think doing nothing is the bad outcome here. While Lena doesn't make a full recovery if we give her the potion, at least Geralt makes an attempt to help her. So I'm selecting the letting Lena die choice as the canon decision for my worst playthrough. Precious Cargo is the first side quest in the game that Geralt can completely bungle. It begins with Geralt stumbling upon a merchant who was apparently attacked and separated from his valuable merchandise. There are several ways to botch this job. The first one is to head to the scene of the attack and recover the box without investigating any of the clues about what really happened here.
Oh, and you find the box?
A little wet, but intact.
At last, fortune smiles my way. Yours as well, Witcher. Here, the gold I promised you. Happy trails now.
In this case, we can return to him, turn over the box, and send him on his way, which leads to a hilarious journal entry. The Witcher found the merchant's priceless cargo, and the grateful man repaid him in gold for his trouble. The contract had turned out to be a simple one, without any moral dilemmas or wrenching doubts about where the lesser evil lay, and to top it all off, ended with a satisfactory and immediately paid reward. The Witchers surely wish they could all be like that. The truth is, this supposed merchant is actually a bandit who attacked the caravan and sought to steal the goods on behalf of his homies. If Geralt investigates the scene, he will quickly realize the so-called merchant lied to him. Upon returning to him and pointing out his lie, Bro will try to pull a fast one on Geralt before fleeing the scene.
Watch out! Behind you!
There's nothing behind me. I'm a Witcher, I'd have heard it. Just like I can hear your heart, which is pounding, like a liar's. Best hope you're a better writer than you are a liar.
At this point, if you fail to track down the merchant, then the quest completely fails. There are a few other endings to this early game quest, but to me, those are the only really bad ones that Geralt can make. If you want to explore the other choices in this quest, then I highly recommend this video by Neon Knight, which I'll link in the description. Our final White Orchard quest that has any significant choices is Twisted Firestarter, where Geralt is tasked with investigating who burnt down the Dwarven Armorer's workshop. After tracking down the culprit, Geralt can either turn the man in and bring him to justice, or take a bribe to keep it quiet. I believe the latter choice is the worst one in this case.
Fine. I'll agree to that, if you swear to stop playing with fire. Fail to do that and I'll come back, and someone will get hurt.
Of course, Master Witcher. I swear on me dead mum. Your gold, and here's to your health. Down with the black ones and non-humans alike.
So now that we've got White Orchard in the rearview mirror, let's move on to our first major quest arc in Velen. This is where we really pick up some steam and start making the truly diabolical choices. After arriving in Velen, our first task is to track down Hendrik, a Nilfgaardian spy who was on the trail of Ciri. After heading to the tavern at the crossroads, we're confronted by a group of bandits in the employ of the Bloody Baron. It's easy to de-escalate the situation, but of course, we ain't doing that.
Someone who'd prefer not to be bothered while he's having a drink.
Hear that? We've a distinguished gentleman in our midst.
Shine your boots, Governor.
No. Wouldn't want the grime in your hands to rub off on them.
Bolo, did you hear what I heard?
Go away, or I'll kill you.
Damn it. Enough.
Now you've got my fucking goat. Oh!
How, damn it!
Have you any idea what the Baron will do when he learns of this butchery? The village! He'll tear it apart before anyone can say it was some wandering mutant done it. An iron fist he's got!
Killing the Baron's men will make it more difficult to gain entry to Crow's Perch later on, as the guards will not allow us inside, and we'll be forced to find a secret entrance.
Baron home?
Not your concern.
Need to talk to him. Open the gate.
Not a chance.
We heard what happened at the crossroads.
We'll not let a man like that in here.
After finally getting to meet the Baron, we're tasked with tracking down his missing wife and daughter in exchange for what he knows about Ciri. Our journey brings us into contact with the Peller, who is currently being threatened by another detachment of the Baron's men. This is another situation that is easy to de-escalate with words, but we'll let our steel do the talking instead. After talking to the Peller, getting his goat, and finding out more about Tamara and Anna, we return to find Crow's Perch getting blazed up more than Snoop Dogg burning Chronic. At this point, heroic players will step in to save the stable master from a barn fire, but our bastardized version of Geralt simply ain't got time for that. After saying hello to the Baron and giving him a quick bath to maintain his skincare routine, we finally discover the dark secret of the Baron's lost child. This brings us to our first truly diabolical decision in The Witcher 3, killing the botchling instead of lifting the curse.
Get back.
Bloody hell! You killed my child!
You know I had to.
You were supposed to lift the curse! Save it, damn you! Not kill it!
Do anything stupid and I'll kill you too.
Go plough yourself. Kill me if you must. I've nothing to live for anyway.
You've got another daughter and a wife, and the botchling's blood will help me find them.
What What you crashing out about, homie? If the cursed creature is dead, the curse is technically lifted, no? At this point, you would typically follow the lubberkin to track the Baron's family, but since we killed the botchling, we have to perform a blood ritual with the Peller instead, which is a pretty interesting branching path. Eventually, we'll discover that Tamara joined the Order of the Flaming Fist.
I serve the Flaming Fist!
I'm sorry, I mean the Order of the Flaming Rose. And Anna ended up as a slave for a bunch of hags in the swamp. This brings us to one of the wildest quest arcs in The Witcher 3, which involves the Crones, a village full of people with Evander Holyfield ears, and like some spirit trapped in a tree, bruh. What's crazy about this quest arc is that pretty much all the choices lead to bad outcomes. The Crones will ask you to destroy a supposedly evil spirit that has been wreaking havoc on the village of Downwarren. After collecting the Elderman's ear, we confront the spirit in the Whispering Hillock. At this point, if we defy the Crones and help free the spirit by transferring it into a black horse, the newly freed spirit will go on a murderous rampage and kill a bunch of people in Downwarren.
A beauty? What the devil do you mean?
A great mare. A horse fiend. Folk done went mad, lunged at each other, murdering all neighbours or young'uns.
It's the spirit of the forest, taking revenge on those who sought its demise, driving them mad.
In this case, the orphans of Crookback Bog will be freed from the Crones and taken into the care of Marabella in Novigrad. In response, the Crones tell Anna, "You had one job," and turn her into a water hag for failing her duty.
Mother? Is that her? No. Impossible. We must do something. Witcher!
At this point, Geralt will have to lift the curse off Anna to turn her human again. But if you fail at your task, then Water Hag Anna spontaneously combusts and dies.
Red bead attached to this one. Anna wears a string of those around her neck.
As do half the women from Novigrad to Vengerberg, this cannot be the one.
And I think it is. I'm taking this doll.
It's Anna! What have you done?
What have you done? You were to save her. She burst into flames, hear me? My mother burned alive.
This was a cursed place. Anna herself was cursed. This is the best we could do for her. She's better off dead.
You bastard.
But even if you successfully lift the curse, Anna still dies anyway, just not in a blaze of glory.
Quiet life or blaze of glory?
It's Anna! What have you done?
Regardless of how Anna dies, the Baron ends up taking his own life as a result. So yeah, freeing the tree spirit leads to some diabolical outcomes. The people of Downwarren are slaughtered, plus Anna and the Baron both wind up dead. But at least the orphans are saved. On the other hand, if we decide to obey the Crones and kill the tree spirit instead, then the orphans will all disappear, presumably taken by the Crones and cooked in a pot or some other witch-type shit. On top of this, the Baron's wife Anna will go insane in the aftermath, and the Baron will end up taking her into the mountains to find some healer. I lean towards this choice being the worst one, mainly because all of the children get cooked. But the people of Downwarren, the Baron, and Anna all survive this ending, even if Anna is a raving lunatic.
Oi! Get back, stinky head. Gingerbread loaf, freshly baked and hot.
Mother.
There. Clean as a whistle. Fresh as a daisy. Go on. Whip me. I made it too little. I nibbled it, but just to see if it's firm. But it's fresh. So take pity.
Oh, Mother.
Take pity.
These are the two main outcomes of the Whispering Hillock, but there is actually a third outcome that many players will miss. Since The Witcher 3 is open world, players who like to explore and do side quests before tackling the main story have the opportunity to stumble upon the tree spirit prior to getting sent there by the crones. In this case, if you proceed with freeing the spirit prior to consulting with the Eldermen of Downwarren, then there is a different ending for Anna and the orphans. The spirit will still attack the village of Downwarren once freed, but since Geralt had not met the orphans of Crookbag Bog yet, the tree spirit will not rescue them from the crones. So instead of getting turned into a water hag, which is usually what happens when you free the tree spirit, the crones will take the orphans instead, and Anna will go insane. So it's kind of like a merger between both of the main ways this quest ends. In any case, I'm choosing killing the tree spirit as the canon ending for Geralt's worst playthrough. The last bad choice I want to mention from Velen's main quest arc is that if Ciri loses the horse race to the Baron in the flashback memory, you'll get some unique dialogue.
Damn it! By a hair!
See that? Not nearly as haggard as you think me.
Congratulations.
Unnecessary. Better you bid your sword farewell. I await my reward.
But with our business in Velen wrapped up, let's move on to Novigrad. Triss is our first lead in the city for finding intel on Ciri. But when we arrive at her home, we find it being ransacked by a couple thugs. After reuniting with Triss and watching her get scammed, our next move is to find an Oniromancer so that Geralt can dream about what happened to Ciri. Novigrad Dreaming presents our first major choice in this quest arc, and it's one of the rare occasions in the game where both choices lead to a happy ending for most people involved. In order to get what we need out of the Oniromancer, we first need to deal with the godling that is haunting the house. If we decide to kick Sarah out, the homeowner preserves his investment, and Sarah ends up living happily with Johnny out in the swamps.
He the one who kicked you out of your house?
Yes?
Oh, well, I must have a word with him.
Don't hurt him.
Who do you think you are, kicking Sarah out of her home? How could you?
Wasn't her home, and besides...
Please. It worked out in the end. If I'd not left Novigrad, I'd never have met Johnny.
Oh, fine. I'll let you off this time.
However, if we let Sarah stay in Novigrad, then Corinne Tilly ends up buying the property and living happily with Sarah instead. So the homeowner doesn't lose his investment and everyone is happy. Except maybe Johnny, who's all alone out in the woods now. Suffa, Johnny! After investigating Ciri's path with the help of big-titted Corinne, we discover our next lead, the homie Dandelion. But since our homeboy is in a bit of trouble, we first need to track down all his hoes and see if any of them have intel on the bard's whereabouts. There are quite a few bad choices we can make in this quest. While meeting with Vespula, we'll find her getting hounded by Junior's thugs. If we provoke the thugs and then run away from the fight, Vespula gets beaten up without Geralt's protection.
You're back. Honestly, don't know why. Claimed you'd defend me, then ran for your life. Pfft, some hero you are. I'd have done better if you'd never butted in. Might have parleyed with those rogues, agreed something. This way, all I had's been smashed to pieces.
Come on, far as I remember, I didn't make you any promises.
Oh, typical. You men always say that. Leave us women to deal with the consequences. Damn it all. I'll move myself to Oxenfurt. Professor's pantaloons need washing too.
Got nothing in my defense. Apologize. It's all I can do.
Apologise? Apologise? What's that get me when my whole enterprise is gone? Finished.
While training with Rosa Var Atra, if we lose the sword fight against her, then we can lock ourselves out of her side quest, fencing lessons.
Why bother with two swords when you can barely handle one? I win! Man, you really are a lousy swordsman.
I guess this is the one time where beating a woman leads to a better outcome. Who would have thought? While tracking down Molly, we must first visit Baroness Lavalette's estate in Novigrad. And this isn't a specific bad choice for The Witcher 3, however, I wanted to mention that if you killed Aryan Lavalette at the beginning of The Witcher 2, and then imported or simulated that save in The Witcher 3, then Baroness Lavalette will have some not-so-nice things to say about Geralt.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of monsters, and my son.
You're right, General. My visit's no accident. I'm looking for someone.
There's no one here who wishes to see you. Captain, this man is not to enter. Forgive me, Morhen, but I've lost my appetite for the races.
Kill a woman's son and appear at her doorstep? My. I thought witches had better survival skills than that.
While at the Vegelbud estate, Voorhees will challenge us to a horse race, so naturally, we'll lose that race to him as well.
Come on now.
Acknowledge it, Witcher. I'm the superior rider.
I'll acknowledge your roach proved faster. Congratulations.
Ah, look! Lady Latar has just arrived.
At this point, none of Geralt's leads turn up anything useful about Dandelion, so we reconvene with Zoltan and then meet with Dandelion's main chick, Priscilla. She tells us that Dandelion botched a heist, much like Jackie and V in Cyberpunk 2077. But instead of getting a rocker boy slotted into his head, Dandelion just wound up in prison instead. So after consulting with Siggy Reuven and Triss, we hatch up a plan to find Dandelion and Dijkstra's missing treasure. This involves offering Triss up as a prisoner for Caleb Menga, and then bilking him for information about where Dandelion is being held. During this process, we'll just allow Menga's goons to torture Triss until the bitter end. We also failed to ask about the stolen treasure, which will cause Dijkstra to crash out and refuse to help us with Ciri's defense later in the game. So that's minus 1,000 crowns for Geralt. After Triss loses all her fingernails, we let her take her rage out on the spy by brutally ending him with magic.
Either he dies, or I wipe his mind.
As good as lit the pyres with Menga in the square. He deserves to die.
But I helped you. I helped.
Theron and bow.
Really showed your claws today.
Is that how you see it? I'd put it differently. I showed how little I differ from these bastards. Let's finish up and leave. I want to go home, bathe, and get drunk.
The next leg of the journey brings us face to face with that bastard Whoreson Jr., who had a run-in with Ciri during her time in Novigrad. After tracking him down in Oxenfurt, I decided to have Geralt take his life.
Let me tell you where things stand. I'm looking for this woman, 'cause she's like a daughter to me. And that's why I just can't let this go.
No.
I see this as the worst choice here, because Geralt gives into murderous rage, plus, letting Junior live as a beggar in the gutter is a more fitting punishment for his crimes. In order to pull off our rescue of Dandelion, we first need to draw out the Doppler Dudu, who will stand in as Caleb Menga and give the order to move him to another prison. To bring Dudu out of hiding, we work with Priscilla to craft a play to get in contact with him. There are some pretty funny bad choices we can make during this quest. While recruiting some ushers to provide muscle for the play, if we lose the fist fight to Hal, we end up paying double to recruit them.
Oh, wow, how light it. Can see it in his smile.
We've time for a little rest. Then we'll guard whatever it is you want. Don't fret. We'll get there before any of the dancing starts. And we'll keep that coin, right out?
While trying to recruit the Puffins to promote the play, if we pay the thugs threatening them, we simply get scammed.
So you're the ones.
Oi, Fatso, look what we got here. Is it just me, or you got cat eyes? Right, he does. Stray cat must have fucked his mum.
Now, what you doing in the city of eternal fire, cat shit?
Leave the puffins alone.
Worms that insulted Hierarch Emelfart, called him an whoremonger. I'd sooner snuff out the holy flame itself.
Tell them fucking poets to come down here. Shove their fruits up their blaspheming arseholes.
Yeah, to play a different tune then, every time they fought.
Give your coin to leave.
Fine. Give her here.
Except we're not going nowhere. Well, Johan might run and get some wine now we've got the means.
I really dislike being cheated.
Come on then. Gonna rip me?
You guessed it.
At this point, I ended up not recruiting the puffins, leaving them to their fate. If we cast the supposedly more talented actor Maxim, he ends up getting wasted and putting on a terrible performance.
We hid our love's tender fires. In stealth, we'd kiss, deceitful like liars.
Also, if we name the play The Doppler's Salvation, then the crowd will end up rioting afterwards, leading to a massive brawl. Finally, if we botch all our lines in the play, Irina is disappointed with us, we lose out on some bonus experience, and more importantly, we lose out on a citywide 10% discount on all merchants that we would have gotten had we chosen the correct lines of dialogue.
Oh, Geralt, I fear I'd be more successful hunting a beast than you were on stage.
Could be. You'd still be wiser not to try. The performance in general, what did you think?
I doubt the audience understood it all, but that's to be expected. Such a shame Maxim went on stage inebriated after all. Some of the crowd demanded refunds. Here you are. Your fee. I must admit your style of mumming, well, it's quite minimalist. Did you study anywhere?
At Kaer Morhen. Minimum expression means maximum effect. Thanks for the coin. Take care now.
The rest of the quest is pretty linear. We talk to Dudu, free Dandelion from the chains that bind him, and learn about what happened to Ciri in Novigrad. So with the big city in the rearview mirror, let's move on to Skellige. Compared to Novigrad and Velen, the main quest in Skellige is surprisingly short and linear. After linking up with Yen at Bran's wake, Geralt kicks off the bad choices by losing a foot race against Ceres and getting his ass beat by Madman Lugos.
I'm first! Behold, Hjalmar's axe! I beat the famous White Wolf!
Congratulations.
Let's go back!
Be glad to tell everyone about your victory. See the wakes in full swing.
Lost sight of yous. Who won?
Ceres, proving she's her brother Hjalmar's equal in every way. She retrieved the axe from the cliff.
Cannot be.
Now I know why Hjalmar named you Sparrowhawk.
Enough of the nattering, let's drink.
Yeah. What do you say to that, eh? Fat lot of help they did you, damn mutations, or what's it you call them? We Skellige's got our own ways. We live, eat, breathe, drink, and fuck in the breeze and air of these oils. Strength follows naturally. And wenches like strong lads, am I right?
What wenches don't like are bulls. High time you learn that.
You're lost. Witcher, have a drink with me. Proof there's no hard feelings.
The only other major choice in this quest arc is what you do with Morkvarg, which isn't even technically part of the main story, as you can just avoid dealing with him and do what you need to do with Skjall. For this playthrough, I decided to lift the curse off Morkvarg, which I believe is the worst option, considering how evil the dude is and what his future plans are.
Here, put this on.
I need no more fangs.
Don't be a smartass, just do it.
I'm free. Free! At last! Oh,
Where's the tavern? I can eat a broiled pig. No, a side of beef. Wash it down with a cask of ale. Then to sea. They forgot me, no doubt. Well, I'll fucking remind them with a bang. In Novigrad, everywhere. I'm back!
Failing to help Cerys and Hjalmar will also have negative consequences later in the game, but we'll talk about that later in the main quest. After mopping up the main quests in Velen, Novigrad, and Skellige, Geralt will come to the conclusion that the Baron's freak court jester Uma is somehow connected to Ciri. So he collects Uma and brings him to Kaer Morhen, where we reunite with the homies Vesemir, Eskel, and Lambert. Yen is also there, and she is in a terrible mood when Geralt arrives. If we decide to push our luck with Yen, then this happens.
Rather have a serious conversation? We can do that if you prefer. So upset about Triss you gotta take it out on the furniture?
Would you prefer I take it out some other way? Know what? We should end this discussion before I say something I'll regret.
But I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Is that so? Very well then. Listen, you shagged my friend for upwards of a year. I cannot know what your witch's code says on the matter, but ordinary folk would consider it obscene, base, vile. I try not to think about it. That stupid bed was making it difficult. That's that.
Not about to grovel, if that's what you're after.
I tire of this conversation. It ends now.
Oh. She's really not in the mood.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and this will not be the last fury we see out of Yen in this video. So for now, I decided to do some busy work with the homies while Yen cooled off. Lambert and Geralt have to make a trip to the Circle of Elements, which offers us a couple of bad choices. First, we can get lured into a trap by investigating a screaming voice, which Lambert roasts us for.
Let's go.
Hear that? Sounds like a kid.
You know this valley's uninhabited except for us. It's gotta be an illusion.
What if it's not?
Whatever you want to do.
We'll investigate, just in case.
You know, Vesemir's right. You do poke the damn hive, almost always. Fine. Let's go.
Hey, little guy. It's all right. You're safe now.
No! No!
Fine. Consider yourself vindicated. You were right.
Well, well, what do you know?
We can talk about that later. Got the foglets to take care of now.
An illusion! Who would have thunk?
You're not gonna let this drop anytime soon, are you?
No, I will not. In fact, whole world should hear about the time the famed Geralt of Rivia was duped like a child. Think we ought to get Dandelion to write a ballad about it. How's that sound?
Dandelion should sing about you instead. Lambert, the smart-ass witcher.
Better that than naive. Smartasses live longer.
When confronting the rock trolls near the circle, Geralt lets Silver do the talking instead of finding a peaceful way through.
Rock's not there. Pretty rock.
Enjoying this little chat? 'Cause it's not getting us anywhere.
Yeah, gonna have to agree to disagree.
Finally. My brain's gonna ooze out of my ears if I have to listen to this bullshit any longer. All right, calcites and dolomites. Who wants to taste some witch's silver?
I'd say. Not so trusty witnesses.
After helping Eskel take down a forktail, I lost the horse race back to Kaer Morhen. Finally, after all the tasks were completed, I decided to have Geralt call it an early night, missing out on one of the funniest parts of the game.
All right, guys. Bedtime.
Speak for yourself. Night's still young as I see it.
But we're not. And tomorrow's a big day.
Fine. Drinking with my mirror image is just no fun. At least it wasn't last time.
See? Even you can't stand yourself. Good night.
So let's speedrun this next bit since it's relatively linear. We lift the curse off Uma, discover Ciri is hidden on the Isle of Mists, head to said island, get put through the ringer by some dwarves, and finally rescue Ciri before getting teleported back to Kaer Morhen. At this point, we'll need to recruit some allies to help defend Ciri from a wild hunt attack at Kaer Morhen. Since this is the worst playthrough, I decided to recruit precisely 0 outside help. Most of this doesn't have a significant impact on the battle itself, with one major exception. If we do not recruit Kira Metz to help out at Kaer Morhen, then she will obviously not be there to save Lambert from the wild hunt during the battle. In this case, Geralt will have to defend Lambert on his own, and if you fail to do so, then this happens.
They killed him! They're sons of bitches! They killed Lambert! We gotta pull back! Yennefer's strength is waning!
And oh yeah, Vesemir dies too. Double funeral, baby! In the aftermath of Kaer Morhen, we have our first big decision with Ciri. The Witcher 3 has 3 different mainline endings, which are determined in large part by key choices we make with Ciri from this point in the game. Basically, every time we fail to use our fatherly charm to make Ciri feel better, we inch ever closer to getting the bad ending to the game. While Ciri is grieving Vesemir's loss and gets frustrated with Avallac'h's training, Geralt can cheer her up by challenging her to a snowball fight. However, if you decide to just get drunk with her instead, she ends up stewing in her depression, so this is the wrong choice to make. Before going to confront Imlerith on Bald Mountain, if we also take Ciri to visit her father in Vizima, we can make another bad choice, which is to take Ymir's money right in front of her.
Your reward.
Thanks.
Geralt?
$10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and that makes an even 100. That is all of it. Initial here, please.
Now forgive me. I wish to speak to my daughter.
Well?
If he thinks he can buy me, he is sorely mistaken. By the way, that spectacle with the coin, what was that?
Emperor's got lots. Couldn't see why he shouldn't share some with us.
Is that what this was about? From the start?
No. It's always been about you. Only you.
It sure seemed like it was about the coin in there.
Ciri,
If it wasn't, you shouldn't have accepted it.
Say no more. I'll be over it by the time we reach Velen.
Bald Mountain is relatively linear. Ciri kills 2 of the crones and loses Vesemir's medallion. Geralt kills Imlerith. And then the pair head to Novigrad to meet up with the sorceresses. This wouldn't be the worst playthrough if Geralt's love life wasn't also a disaster. Triss versus Yen. Yen versus Triss. For over a decade, Witcher fans have debated which sorceress is the best one to be by Geralt's side. So what happens if we decide to go for them both? Like Commander Shepard trying to lock down Liara and Ashley in Mass Effect 1.
Why do I have to make a choice? Maybe the 3 of us could,
In your dreams, Commander.
Just like Icarus, our Witcher homie decided to fly a bit too close to the sun, leading to a diabolical love triangle when we make our way back to Novigrad.
Geralt, wake up.
What? Yen? Something wrong?
Wake up. Sit with us a while.
Triss? You here too? What's, going on?
We need to tell you something.
You two are acting strange.
Us? No. Well, we talked and concluded
that we've wasted much too much time fighting over you.
Meanwhile, we'll probably soon face the Wild Hunt. Most likely battle Aradin himself, and who knows what could happen.
So, we decided we must try to make the most of the time we have left. Together.
Together? Go on.
We've always loved each other. You're in love with us?
There's no point in fighting it. We must enjoy what we have.
So, we've prepared something special.
Come by the Kingfisher this evening.
Bring wine. Lots of wine.
See you later, love.
I can't wait.
This'll be interesting.
After testing out a new haircut and getting ready for a good time, Geralt links up with Yen and Triss at the inn, and well, let's just see how this plays out.
What about me? Don't I get any?
You just got exactly what you deserve.
Hey, this isn't funny. Come back. Triss, Yen.
My favorite part of this whole sequence is Dandelion's reaction to the situation.
Ah, well, well. Ladies did quite a number on you.
Do a number on you if you don't.
In your shoes, my friend, I'd be promising mounds of gold, not making threats.
Untie me now, or you'll need that gold to replace your teeth.
You'd have to catch me first, and you don't exactly look like you're getting out of here anytime soon.
Dandelion.
All right. Sorry, don't often see you like this. Couldn't resist. So, how do you feel? A bit numb, I bet.
Triss and Yen, where are they? Got something to say to them.
Oh, Geralt, how little you know about women. Did you really think you could have them both? You have a great deal to learn. Glad to give you some advice if you want.
Think I'll pass.
So yeah, we're still single and ready to mingle. But our troubles in love won't end here, as we'll see later in this video. But for now, we've got some more business to take care of in the Novigrad main quest. Before we can return to Skellige and confront Aradin once and for all, we've got to help Yen, Triss, Avallac'h, and Ciri with some tasks in the city. Yen and Avallac'h don't have anything major to mention in terms of bad decisions, so we'll just focus on our adventures with Triss and Ciri. Triss is trying to track down Philippa Eilhart, who has been on the run from Radovid and now Dijkstra as well. Damn, everybody wants this bitch dead. While following Philippa into the sewers below the bathhouse, we get confronted by Dijkstra's pet troll, Bart. And instead of paying the troll toll, Geralt decides to give him a different kind of silver tongue.
I need her. Gotta catch her.
Birdie won't know you. Her catch.
Get out of my way before things get unpleasant.
But no can do. But promise.
You asked for it.
After recovering Philippa and convincing her we're not trying to kill her, we get confronted on our way out by Dijkstra. The best outcome to this conversation is to convince Dijkstra to let Philippa leave peacefully. But since this is the worst playthrough, we're taking a different approach.
I like you, Dijkstra. Don't make me hurt you.
Save your threats for the rats that run about the port. They don't make the slightest impression on me. Philippa will come with me. and answer for all the courtesies she's paying me.
Sorry, can't let that happen.
Oh! No, my leg!
Fucking up Dijkstra's leg again will lock us out of the Reasons of State quest, which has some more bad decisions. So we'll be running through that alternate reality in the Novigrad side quest portion of the video. But for now, we gotta link up with Ciri and help her pay back some friends in the city. If we had spared Junior, we'd see him out in a van down by the river, so to speak, and he'd be getting mogged by street urchins. It's tough, buddy. But since we killed Junior instead, Ciri is vaguely dissatisfied with how things played out. While meeting up with Ciri's circus friends, we lose a horse race and get into a fist fight with her friends by refusing to help them steal a horse. And embarrassingly, we lose this fight as well.
If Ciri wishes to ride with us, she should. She's not your property.
I won't let her risk her neck for thieves.
What is this? Have you gone mad? We were to revel, not to punch each other to a pulp.
Should have made that clear to your friend.
Ciri, much as I hate to say it, I think it's time the two of you left.
I know. The magic's gone. Sorry.
After retrieving the sorceresses, the Lodge will demand a meeting with Ciri to discuss her future. While you may be tempted to back her up in this meeting, this is actually the worst decision here and counts towards us getting the bad ending. So of course, that's exactly what we're going to do. There are some other things I want to say about Novigrad, namely about Keira Metz's fate, but I'll save that for the side quest portion of the video. Now we're in the home stretch of the main story. Our last tasks involve tracking down the Sunstone, recruiting Fringilla Vigo, investigating Avallac'h's lab, and finally confronting the Wild Hunt. Having abandoned Cerys and Hjalmar to pursue their quests alone, we'll discover that both of them ended up dying in a sea battle against Nilfgaard.
What happened to Cerys and Hjalmar?
As soon as the Imperial fleet was spotted on the horizon, Hjalmar rallied the longships, set sail to face it. Cerys went with him. Neither has returned.
You'll be hard-pressed to defeat the Imperial fleet.
We will conquer or perish. Hjalmar and Cerys showed us how to die like heroes.
Can't say how sorry I am about your loss, Jarl.
They died a good death.
Udalryk will also still be possessed by the Heim, so clearly Cerys failed at her task. Without a strong leader from Krak's clan to contest for the throne, Birnabrand's son Svanriga is put forth as the High King of Skellige. Birna's plan is basically to make him a puppet of Nilfgaard, but it turns out that Svanriga has different plans.
Twirsa!
We move out at once.
You hear what the king said? Move!
In Skellige, anyone can be king. All they need is the Jarls on their side. Sometimes a mediocrity gets just that, and the Isles get a ruler the clans don't respect. No one expected much of Svanriga, of Clan Twirsech, but he went down in history as the founder of a dynasty, and as the king who united all the clans against Nilfgaard.
Surprisingly, this dude ends up being a good leader for Skellige, but his reign also leads to lots of bloodshed. Plus, Cerys and Hjalmar both die, which is a major bummer. I'll dive more into the King's Gambit quest during the Skellige side quest portion of the video. But regardless of who is king, Geralt must find a way to track down the Sunstone. Ermion points us to a few options, and one of them is a whale watcher named Eyvind. Hilariously, if you mention you're working with Ermion, Homeboy crashes out and refuses to give us any information.
Writing a historical treatise on the Enshe elves, under Ermion's tutelage.
Ermion? Man never cared a whit about the elves of the mountains. I've seen through you, you conniver. Cut me to bits if you like, I'll never tell you about the cavern.
In any case, we'll eventually find the Sunstone's location and head there with Philippa to retrieve it. But as for bad decisions, we face 2 more critical choices while investigating Avallac'h's lab with Ciri. After Ciri gets roasted by one of Avallac'h's elven side hoes, Ciri is super upset and needs a way to vent her frustration. If we give her Laura Dern's necklace, this counts towards the bad ending of the game. Whereas trashing the lab with Yen and Ciri is the good decision here. So obviously, she's getting the necklace. After leaving the lab, Yen breaks the bad news that Skjall died after Lofoten was attacked by the Wild Hunt. So Ciri asks Geralt to go visit his grave with her. We score another point towards the bad ending by refusing her request.
Will you visit his grave with me? I'd like to say goodbye.
Ciri, no time for that.
You can go later. We've more important things to do now.
Yes. There are always more important things.
I'll talk to her. You're liable to spill.
And now we have the moment of truth, the bad ending to The Witcher 3. After fighting through the final battle and killing Eredin, Ciri goes through the portal to put an end to the White Frost. The specific ending you get here is dependent on the choices you made regarding Ciri. If you made all the bad choices that we outlined in this video, then this is the final sequence of events.
What's she done to you?
Stole my daughter's medallion.
If I may, why risk it? The crone will fight. Like a hounded wolverine, she'll fight. She may cripple, even kill you. Find the girl a new pendant. Her sorrow will pass in time.
No, it won't. My daughter's dead.
years, this ending has been interpreted by players as the one where Geralt and Ciri both wind up dead. But Ciri's fate has always been left open to interpretation. It's said that she's simply not been seen since going through the portal to confront the White Frost. And obviously, since we can play past the ending with Geralt, I don't think a handful of drowners and all ghouls managed to take him down. But in any case, this ending has a much darker tone than the other two endings. I guess we'll see how this is handled in the upcoming Songs of the Past DLC. Before we tackle the phenomenal expansions of The Witcher 3, let's go through all of the bad choices we can make in side content in the base game, starting with the side quests and contracts in Velen. A Dog's Life is a short quest where we follow a dog to its recently deceased owner. Pretty straightforward, so what could possibly go wrong? Well, the dog can die. When you arrive at the starting point for the quest, we'll find a pack of wolves attacking this friendly mutt. If Geralt fails to intervene, it's possible that the wolves will kill the dog and cause the quest to fail. But even if you save the dog from this initial encounter, it's still possible for the pup to get killed by bandits once we arrive at the house where it leads us to.
Something bad happened inside. Best go in and see.
In either case, we can still recover the key and loot the contents of the house, even without the dog, but we won't gain any XP. Plus, the dog dies, so that's definitely cursed. One of my favorite pastimes is disappointing women, and thankfully Keira Metz provides a lot of opportunities for Geralt to do just that during her side quest chain. While looking for clues related to Ciri, Keira will ask us to help her retrieve a magic lamp from the ruins. However, if we reject her offer or run off after accepting it, the quest fails. Keira will still retrieve the lamp on her own time, but you'll lose out on a bit of XP. Not the biggest deal in the world, but we're just warming up. Her next quest, A Tower Full of Mice, is where we really start bringing chaos into Velen. Keira asks us to investigate a cursed tower on Fyke Isle that the townsfolk have allegedly been asking her about. While exploring the island with Kira's magic lamp that Geralt had no part in obtaining, we discover a spirit named Annabelle haunting the tower. Annabelle asks Geralt to bring her remains to her lost lover Graham in a nearby village. The worst option here is to fulfill Annabelle's request without investigating further. When we bring the bones to Graham, this happens.
Bury her bones. Annabelle should be laid to rest by one who loved her. It's the only way to lift the curse that holds Fyke Isle.
Those are her bones?
Yes.
Give them here. And leave me be.
Dead. Annabelle is no ordinary ghost. She's a pesta, and now she's free. Fyke Isle's free of its curse.
And you withheld this news until now? Why? I gave you a Xenovox. But the curse, what was its source?
The dark spell clung to the spirit of Annabelle, the Lord's daughter. To free her and the Isle, Graham, her beloved, had to help me.
So it ended well.
I lifted the curse, so the island's clear. Annabelle's soul is free. Thing is, turned out she's a pesta. Graham's dead.
And you failed to notice? You're losing your touch.
The journal entry really hits home on just how bad this is. Geralt thought taking her remains to the fisherman would solve everything, but instead it led to catastrophe. Annabelle, he discovered, was not an unfortunate lost soul, but a dangerous plague maiden. The Wraith had tricked Geralt. When he removed Annabelle's remains from the tower, the plague maiden was freed from her prison and ventured out into the world to spread disease and pestilence. Hilariously, if you don't return to investigate Graham's screaming bloody murder and just return to Keira without seeing the plague maiden, then Geralt has some unique dialogue.
Fyke Isle's free of its curse.
And you withheld this news until now? Why? I gave you a Xenovox. But the curse, what was its source?
The dark spell clung to the spirit of Annabelle, the Lord's daughter. To free her and the Isle, Graham, her beloved, had to help me.
So it ended well.
Graham just needed to bury her bones, so I'm assuming it did.
But hey, not gonna let a little plague maiden kill our vibes. It's time to go on a date night with Keira in our next quest. Naturally, we'll kick things off by losing the horse race.
Yeah!
Whoa, Cinderella, or you'll have a great fall.
I thought you were a better horseman.
For the record, I was riding a mouse.
For someone who usually trots around on a roach, that shouldn't present a challenge.
And finally, Kira will use us for our body, and then play us for a fool, returning to Fyke Isle to recover Alexander's notes on the Catriona Plague. If you hooked up with Kira, this provides the opportunity to choose my favorite dialogue option in The Witcher 3.
So you're fine assisting in genocide? That doesn't strike you as incredibly wrong, really? I can't believe we fucked.
Yen won't either when I tell her. Or Triss. Sorry, lost track of who you're currently obsessed with. We're done talking, Geralt. Get out of my sight.
There are a couple bad decisions we can make at this point. The first option is to kill Kira to prevent her from taking the notes to Radovid.
I'll go as soon as you hand me those notes.
Then you shall stay here forever.
Didn't have to end this way.
But an even worse option is to let her walk away with the notes and bring them to Radovid. In this case, Radovid gets his hands on this dangerous research and ends up executing Kira in brutal fashion, as we'll learn when we rejoin with Triss on our return to Novigrad after rescuing Ciri.
Kira thought too much of her charm, tried to buy her way into Radovid's graces, offered to make a powerful weapon for him. I tried to talk her out of it, but she refused to listen. Radovid laughed in her face, ordered her captured, then impaled. Nothing I could do.
Kira Metz was manipulative, a schemer, and loved every minute of it. She was also stubborn, even for a sorceress, but she had quite the gift. Boy, could she be convincing. Deep down, though, Kira was a little girl. She expected far too much of life and demanded instant satisfaction. Little girls end badly when they fall in with the wrong crowd.
Without Kira Metz's help at Kaer Morhen, Lambert could possibly die in battle against the Wild Hunt. But even if you save Lambert, you deprive him of the opportunity to get it on with a sorceress. While exploring south of Wastrel Manor, Geralt will bump into a few country bumpkins hanging around in a ruins. They will explain that they are here to make an offering to their god, but that a poor harvest has left the village starving and they don't have much to offer. Upon investigating further, we'll discover that the god was really an Algul who's been scamming the peasants out of food. The worst option here is to let the Algul continue demanding a full offering of goods, leaving the villagers to struggle and starve.
Fine, I'll tell them what you want, but they'll carry you out of here on pitchforks one day. You'll see.
Anything new?
Talk to your old god, face to face.
And? Will he show us mercy?
Sadly, the old god wouldn't bend. Seems this shepherd's got a stern hand for his flock.
Told you, Trebor. Won't move him with tears. We gotta empty our larders.
Farewell. The old god show you favor.
At the Mercy of Strangers is an unmarked quest where Geralt discovers a man tied to a post near the inn at the crossroads. He tells us his name is John Verdon and asks us to set him free. Complying with this demand is arguably the worst option here, as it turns out John is actually a bandit leader. If we free him, later in the game we'll find him with his bandit homies.
Witcher! John Verdon, remember? You saved me from the drowners. It was Coppolis then. Now, why, my purse is bursting.
Mm-hmm. With coin that belonged to the refugees. Vengeance tastes sweet.
I thought you'd come for your reward. I'll gladly pay, mind you. You saved my life, no two ways about it. But if you're looking for a bruising, well, you'll find it.
Coin doesn't stink. Give it here.
There you are. May it multiply in your purse. Now go.
You know Geralt, happy to make Velen a more dangerous place for the right price. While looking for a way to get through the border crossing, Geralt can meet a man named, let's see, Shady Merchant. That's his official name. This guy will offer the Witcher a way to obtain a border pass. We can either pay him crowns or do a small side quest for his brother Albin. So we meet up with Albin and agree to protect him and his men from monsters while they loot the battlefield. At this point, if you run away or hang back from the fight, Albin and his homies will get torn to shreds by ghouls, failing the quest Bitter Harvest. At this point, if we return to the Shady Merchant, he will refuse to give us a pass.
Oh, you again. Looking for a pass? I got a special price for you.
I actually ran into your brother-in-law. Tended to the monsters too, but he was killed.
What? You pulling me leg? Forget my offer. It's off the table, you git.
So we failed 2 quests for the price of 1. Nice. We have another opportunity to get a pass from the nearby Redanian soldier, who gives us the contract Woodland Beast. We're tasked with investigating a supposed monster that's been killing Redanian soldiers along the main roads. As it turns out, the culprit was not a monster, but a group of Skellige elven rebels. Depending on your perspective on the elves, there are a few bad choices we can make in this quest. If we leave the squirrels alone, when we return to the Redanian quest giver empty-handed, he'll refuse to give us a reward.
You're back, finally. Did you get the beast?
No. Searched the woods, didn't find a thing. Might have moved on.
That, or you're one shite witcher. What are you still doing here? You're not getting any coin. Just a kick in the arse if you're lucky. Get lost.
However, if we backstab the elves and snitch on them instead, we'll get ambushed by their leader later in the game.
Remember me, Witcher. Venosil, the Skellige you betrayed.
You'll never learn.
Having failed to obtain a border pass, I decided to just steal a boat and sail around the blockade instead. Caravan Attack is another unmarked quest that we can fail by inaction. After discovering the merchants Anselm and Griswold under attack by bandits, if we hang back and do nothing, they can potentially die in the fight. Similarly, we can fail the quest Death by Fire by failing to prevent the bandits from burning down a house with a trapped elf inside.
What's going on here? Why isn't anyone putting that out?
We want it to burn. Got it?
Piss off, or we'll fry you along with a fucking elf!
Not my business. Just hope you had a good reason.
Alright, carry on then. When we return to the village later, we'll discover the bandits made good on their promise and torched the home. Ronvid of the Small Marsh is a big-time simp who's out to defend the honor of Maid Bilberry, a woman we neither know nor care about. Throughout The Witcher 3, he will repeatedly challenge Geralt to a duel, getting his arse whooped each time. On the third and final encounter, he'll bring some muscle to back him up. At this point, you can use Axii to resolve things peacefully, but if you choose to fight instead, then Ronvid will die defending his maiden.
Prepare for battle! You shall not have it easy this time!
Brought friends? They all pledged to defend Maid Bilberry's honor too?
No, they defend justice! For it is only fair you face a threesome.
Is that so?
Yes! For you are a rogue and a cheat, sir! You never revealed yourself to be a witcher!
You never asked. But since you've all gone to the trouble, let's fight.
Simping ain't easy. Fool's Gold is one of the goofier quests we can run across in Velen. A seemingly raving lunatic named Yontek is begging and pleading with some bandits about roasting a pig on an open flame.
No, I won't stand for it! They done roasted your golder, the waffacks!
But But this ain't no argument for veganism. It turns out he's trying to prevent cannibalism. You see, Yennefer informs us that the villagers were all cursed and turned into pigs, and he employs the Witcher to help reverse the curse. There are a couple of bad endings to this quest. The first one is to fail the mission entirely by letting the bandits kill Yennefer before it even begins.
They slaughtered your goater, cooked her up, wazzocks!
Same old song, nothing doing, gotta wallop him. Caius, Jacob, grab him!
Nay, shan't be! Help!
Staying out of this.
For the love help! They'll kill me like they did your goater!
Get him, boys!
Yeah!
But assuming we actually proceed with the quest and lift the curse, we can let the villagers blame Yennefer and execute him, even though he's the main reason that the curse got lifted to begin with.
Thank Yennefer. He helped me a lot.
But it were Yennefer brought us the key. Must have known the goat was cursed. He didn't want to go with us.
But I didn't... 'Twas Igor. Igor wanted...
Won't get out of this dung breath. Get him!
Help me!
This is no longer my concern.
Good thing, too. Let's take him to the village. Make him pay for what he's done.
Yeah, speaking of pay.
Aye. Good work, Witcher, gotta say. Here's your coin.
Time to go back. Got us a guilty man to hang.
But nay!
No good deed goes unpunished. While editing this video, I actually stumbled upon one more bad ending to this quest. If you run away while Yennefer is herding all the pigs, then you can fail the quest. After securing help from the Peller in the main quest, the Bald Herbalist will request Geralt's assistance in completing the Forefathers' Eve ceremony. This involves defending him and his followers from a group of attacking wraiths throughout the ritual. There are two bad endings to this quest. The first one is to run away during the ritual, which causes the quest to fail. But assuming we complete the ritual, a group of witch hunters will approach and try to shut down the Peller's operation. Typically, Geralt will step in to defeat the witch hunters, but if we let them shut him down instead, then this happens.
Begone, foul force! I cast upon you the light of the eternal fire! Abomination! Stop this at once!
The errant souls! We must help them! Silence! I'll not tolerate necromancy.
Help me!
Here to fight monsters, not humans.
We've no quarrel with you, begone. Scatter this rabble to the four winds. Don't spare their whip.
Trusted you, the Peller did. Help you promised.
I'm... sorry.
Go. Be gone. Peller's done with you.
If you take this route, then the Peller will refuse to sell you any herbs, locking you out of his vendor stock for the rest of the game.
After what you've done, Witcher, you dare to the Peller come?
During the quest Funeral Pyres, Geralt is enlisted by a priest of the Eternal Fire to burn some deceased bodies on 3 nearby battlefields, allegedly to prevent the spread of necrophages. On the surface, this is a straightforward quest, but as it turns out, the priest's real goal was to cover up his fisstech habit. As we approach the final burn site, we'll discover a man named Titus getting attacked by ghouls. If we save him, we'll learn that he was dealing fisstech to the priest, and that the priest sicked his goons on him to try to get rid of him. There are 2 bad endings to the quest. The first is to hang back and let Titus get killed by ghouls, which prevents us from discovering the priest's secret. Okay, technically there are 3 endings. We can also simply let Titus go after saving him and not ask about what the priest did. The third bad ending is to just take a bribe from the priest, even after discovering his secret.
So, took care of the graves. Interesting, actually. One of the corpses proved to be quite, well, alive. And pretty talkative.
What do you mean?
Fist-tech dealer. One of them survived. Had an awfully interesting story to tell.
Intriguing. I would purchase this story from you. For all time. Exclusively.
Deal.
Take this and get out of my sight.
Assuming he survived the events of The Witcher 2, our frenemy Letho will make a return appearance in the third game. After rescuing him from a group of thugs at Rearden Manor, we can embark on a quest called Ghosts of the Past. There are a few bad choices we can make at this point. For starters, if we don't follow Letho to confront Lewis, then the quest ends with an anticlimactic journal entry. Somewhere along the way, Geralt parted with Letho. To this day, no one knows if he did this on purpose or merely got lost, but one thing is certain, the two Witchers' paths never crossed again. If you continue to follow Letho's plan, the worst ending of the quest is to kill the bounty hunters, thus ensuring Letho will still be hunted, and then let him go on his own way.
If you hadn't cut down every last witness, I'd be a free man. Letho of Gullet is dead. Word of that would have spread across the continent in days.
Wouldn't have done it if you'd let me in on your plan.
Told you not to get involved. Well, my plan's in shambles. I should really disappear.
Gotta be a cozy haunted house nearby. You can lay low, and no one will bother you.
Nah. Had it with these swamps. Need a change of scenery. Zaracania, maybe.
I've heard they have striped horses there.
So have I. And apparently it's a matriarchy. I mean, been a deep belief of mine always that it's women who should rule the world. Thanks for your help, Geralt.
Don't mention it. See you on the path, Letho.
During the quest, Hazardous Goods, we stumble upon a peasant named Gert, who's tasked with hauling plague victims' bodies out of a nearby village. If we agree to help Gert burn the bodies, but then leave the area without doing it, the quest will fail. But assuming we completed the quest, later in the game we'll discover that Gert contracted the plague himself. Who could have possibly seen this coming? He'll beg Geralt to put him out of his misery, as he is doomed to die a slow and painful death. So the worst outcome at this point is to refuse his request.
You did me a kindness once, do me another. Got a sharp sword there. Finish this.
Sorry, can't do that.
I beg ye.
No.
No, why the hell not? You disgusted, afeard of your conscience. God's damn it, do it quick. I'll pay ye. If you won't, get out of my sight. Let me die in peace.
In the Eternal Fire's Shadow is a big side quest that was added as free DLC in The Witcher 3's next-gen update back in 2022. In this quest, Geralt will investigate the Devil's Pit, which the Eternal Fire previously used to house plague victims. During our journey, we'll discover a Witcher named Reynold, who has become possessed by a spirit called the Red Miasmal. Our first cursed decision is to fail to detect this ruse, which makes the subsequent boss fight a bit more difficult. After defeating the Miasmal, Reynold's dying spirit will ask us to bring the Red Priest to speak with him. If we comply with this request and fail to get Reynold to let go of the past, then we get the bad ending to this quest.
Lies. Selfish lies to save your skin. Folk don't change. Not ever.
Reynold, calm down. Shit. So much for catharsis. Fucking finding inner peace. Damn it. Should have seen that coming. Lived a Witcher, died a Witcher. departed a vengeful spirit. Need to burn the bodies. Be on my way.
Lynch Mob is an easily missable side quest that Geralt can stumble upon near Hangman's Alley. Upon arriving, we'll discover a group of peasants preparing to hang a Nilfgaardian deserter. In my opinion, the worst option is to allow them to kill this man in cold blood.
Please, good folk, do you not have ears? I did not want this war. I have deserted to go home to my wife and child. Take everything I have, but spare my life.
Do what you want.
Oh, we will. Don't you fret.
Outside of Oxenfurt, we can discover a patriotic rock troll chilling on an island. He'll ask Geralt to bring him some paints so that he can decorate some shields for the Redanian army. But if we don't want to do that, we can simply kill the troll.
A man-eating troll this near a city. Pretty dangerous.
Tra-la-la-la, so British thing for you. Man's ingrate. Shell tough too. Crack for to soup make. Take long black.
Bastard.
Not gonna lie, I kinda felt bad about that one. Upon arriving in the town of Honorton, Geralt will discover a grisly scene. Necrophages devouring a bunch of villagers who were recently slaughtered by a ruthless killer. As it turns out, the culprit was a witcher named Guyton. If we speak to the man, we'll discover that they attempted to kill him to avoid paying out the bounty on a Leshen he eliminated for the town. In my opinion, Guyton acted in self-defense and deserves to be spared as a result. But since this is the worst playthrough, we're gonna kill him instead.
You won't leave here alive, not after what you did.
Don't I even get a chance to explain?
This isn't a trial. Stand up.
Awful chivalrous. A regular defender of the downtrodden. So mind if I have a dose to swallow? Come on, I'm injured. It'll even the odds a bit.
From what I saw, uneven odds are what you like.
Yeah, but only when they're in my favor.
Sorry, not this time. Draw your sword. The soil lie light upon you. Should get back to the kid before something else sniffs her out.
On top of this, we can fail the remainder of the quest by leaving the area without escorting the last survivor from the town. Just a brutal ending all around. Wild at Heart is the final side quest for the Velen region. In this mission, Geralt is tasked with investigating a missing woman on behalf of a dude named Neelin. As it turns out, the missing woman Hannah was killed by Neelin, who is secretly a werewolf, and Hannah's sister Margaret is trying to cover up what happened so she can steal her sister's man. To me, there are two bad endings to this quest. The first is to take a bribe from Margaret to stop investigating.
I came to tell you, you needn't look for Hannah. She'd have returned long past were she alive. I'll pay you twice Neelin's pledge. Just tell the man his Hannah's dead.
Don't want to know what happened to her?
I've no illusions, Witcher. In Velen, you're gone as long as she's been. You don't come back. Hannah's dead for certain. Neelin ought to accept his loss. Move on with his life.
be right.
Thank you. My sister, she'd appreciate you giving her man the chance to stay on you.
But if we see things through to the end and discover Hannah's fate and Nielin's true nature, then we have two options. Let the werewolf kill Margit, or defend Margit by ending the werewolf. Personally, while I think what Margit did was definitely wrong, I believe letting her get slaughtered by the werewolf is the worst ending. But I could definitely see how others might think she deserves it. In any case, I let Margit die and put an end to the werewolf, leading to a higher body count for Geralt's worst playthrough. So let's move on to Novigrad's side content and make some more diabolical decisions. Inaction strikes again during the quest A Barn Full of Trouble. Upon arriving in Karsten, Geralt discovers a couple of peasants who have locked a group of monsters into a barn. If we refuse to help the villagers and leave the area for at least a day, when we return we'll find the town completely deserted, presumably killed by the ghouls that broke out of the barn. Our homie Zoltan will ask us to help him pay off some bad debts by retrieving some valuable Gwent cards so he can sell them. There are a couple of bad choices we can make during this mission. The first is to lose a Gwent match or refuse to play against a group of thugs threatening Ravik. In this case, the dude will get killed.
So, it seems the Witcher will have to play for you. Sound good? See? Ravi's on board. What do you say we add some spice to the game? Raise the stakes. Ravi's life and the Natalis card. Fancy that?
I got no use for Ravi.
This Witcher's no fun. I'll rip your hand off, you
After stealing another card from Zoltan's friend Caesar, a group of Cleaver's thugs will show up to kill him. At this point, we can just let Caesar perish, adding injury to insult considering we just robbed the guy.
Greetings, Belzen. We've a message for you from the boss.
Message? What kind of message?
Mr. Cleaver's very unhappy.
Now, just a minute. If any discrepancies have cropped up in the books, I can explain everything.
Too late. Grab him! And you two, get lost! Right, just on our way out. Looks like Cleaver will need a new clerk.
Yeah. Shame about Caesar. Though he didn't know shite about fish.
I'm really starting to feel like Zoltan and Geralt are the real villains in this quest. At the end of the quest, I chose to keep the Gwent cards, which is arguably the worst choice, considering we can get the exact same cards during the Great Escape quest. Also, I don't even play Gwent. After conducting some business with Dijkstra and Roche, Geralt will get pulled into a plot to take out Radovid. But in order to get the ball rolling, we first need to track down Taller, a master spy who is one of our chooms in The Witcher 1. Turns out Taller has been kidnapped by a group of rock trolls who are forcing Taller to make shoes for them. We can easily de-escalate the situation by promising to bring Taller back later, or we can make the worst choice and just kill the trolls instead.
Got no time to negotiate with trolls. Step aside, Taller.
You didn't have to kill her.
Looking for apprentices?
Fucking hell. Then, don't even think about it. I'd kill myself with those idiots. But they were likable, as idiots go.
Didn't have time for nonsense.
While exploring Novigrad, Geralt will stumble upon a dead dwarf in the gutter, which kicks off the quest A Feast for Crows. After following the clues to a house full of bandits, you'll have the option to leave them be or kill them. Giving the bandits the missing key and sparing them is the worst ending here, as you'll let murderers escape justice and miss out on loot in the process.
So, hark ye of me. You've got two options. First, give us the key.
I pay you for your trouble and everyone goes their own way smiling. Second, make a fuss. We do what Grun wants. Chip between your ribs.
Fine, here's the key. Now give me some gold.
Ah, see that, Grun? Kindness works at times. Pleasure doing business with you, chap. Now piss off. I met you, mate. Back there at Lochmuir.
Triss Marigold's quest, A Matter of Life and Death, is actually failable. While tracking down Lady Vegelbud's servant in the fish market, he will be attacked by a couple of thugs. If you run away from the scene without defending him, the quest will fail, locking you out of Triss's entire questline and romance arc. Brutal, dude. During the quest itself, the only bad choice I ran across was getting beaten up by the blonde dude who harasses Triss. But rather than knocking Geralt out, he just stopped punching him in the middle of the fight and got bored, I guess. While we're on the subject of Triss, we might as well talk about her last quest, Now or Never, where she leads the mages out of the city to escape Radovid's witch hunters. There are a handful of bad choices we can make during this mission. First, we can threaten Triss's landlords, which pisses off our red-headed sorceress friend.
Sorry. Didn't know if you wanted me to interfere.
I didn't. Their behavior, disgusting, I know. But they deserved the necklace. They risked a lot just by sheltering me.
They took a risk, sure, for a hefty fee.
Yes. The thing is, they could have taken the coin and turned me over to the hunters, but they didn't, which was extremely honorable by Novigrad standards.
But the main decision is whether or not we divert our attention to rescue Triss's friends Bertold and Anise. If we save the pair, then the innkeep Olivier will get killed by witch hunters. The worst choice here is to actually attempt to save Bertold and Anise, but then let the witch hunters kill them when we arrive in the building.
We tried. Let's go to the Kingfisher. This time we can't blow it. We need to join the others, soon as possible. Damn it. We took too long.
Too long? We set out to rescue 2 people.
Yes. And lost one.
Knew exactly what he was signing up for.
Small comfort. This is no time to mourn. Come with me.
In this case, all 3 NPCs wind up dead. There is another variation here if one of the 2 alchemists dies to the witch hunters, but the other one survives.
No. No. Bertold!
I'm so sorry, but we have to go.
Without him, I've no reason to.
Geralt, help me.
If you stay, you die. Trust me. That's not what he would want.
Perhaps, but it's what I want. I've had enough hiding, fighting. Without him, there's no point.
You have to come with us.
Yes, I must.
Thanks. We need to join the others, soon as possible.
Depending on your preferences, you'll have the option to romance Triss at the end of the quest and let her stay in Novigrad. I personally have no strong opinion either way on which is a bad choice. While exploring Novigrad, you may run across a merchant named Ginter de Laverick, who is being threatened by a few hoodlums. If you drive them off, this starts the quest A Walk on the Waterfront, where Geralt has to escort the man to a nearby business deal. If you fail to defend Ginter along the way, then he will die and the quest fails. After reuniting with Roche, he will ask for Geralt's assistance in tracking down his second-in-command Vess, who is out in the trenches sticking it to the Nilfgaardians. Upon tracking down Vess and arriving in the Nilfgaard-occupied village, we'll find her and a small detachment of rebels attacking men from Emir's army. If you're too slow to intervene at this point, then Vess will get killed in battle and the quest will fail.
Where the bloody hell did he go? Berry picking?
Roach,
I've no desire to talk to you, Geralt. Goodbye.
In this case, Roche will refuse to help Geralt during the Battle of Kaer Morhen.
Could use your help at Kaer Morhen. Aim to take Ciri there. Wild Hunt's bound to appear soon after.
Forgive me, Geralt, but I can't. Not after losing Ves. I've no one left who could stand in for me here. Yet we've still got a war to win.
I understand, Roach. Good luck to you.
Black Pearl is a fetch quest that starts in a Novigrad tavern and ends on an island in Skellige. We are hired by an old man named Nidus to retrieve a black pearl from the sea as a gift for his wife. After diving for some clams and retrieving the item, we'll discover Nidus getting mobbed by drowners on the shoreline. If we run away or take too long to intervene, then Nidus will die and the quest will fail. After rescuing Dandelion from the jaws of the witch hunters, our best bard friend will ask for our help in getting his tavern up and running. There are a bunch of terrible decisions we can make in this quest to be the worst friend ever for Dandelion. For starters, rather than taking a dive to prove Dandelion's heroism, we can beat the shit out of him instead.
'Tis I, though the scum of the city call me the Crimson Avenger.
More like the Crimson Asshole.
Silence, vermin! You shall regret the day you were born.
I've been hit! Ow!
To the house, quickly! He shan't get us there! Eternal fire, what do you want from us? Leave us be!
This rogue will soon run off, I'm sure of it. He wouldn't chance getting caught by the guards. Would he?
Next, while tracking down his choreographer, Polly, we'll be confronted by her angry husband, Hubio, who forbids Polly to work at Dandelion's tavern since he thinks it's a brothel. But rather than allowing Dandelion to clear up the misunderstanding, we instead challenge Hubio to a fight and then lose.
Shut off, or I'll split your skull.
Ask nicely, but you just wouldn't listen. And I'm not the kind to give second chances.
Stay out of this, freak, before this ends with you getting your head smashed in.
Gentlemen, please.
There it is. One word too many.
Is she? Kill him! What do you want?
Told you to let me do the talking.
If I hadn't intervened, you'd be in my shoes right now.
I beg to differ. Many a man started out wanting to kill me and ended up buying me around.
In this case, Dandelion has to proceed without a choreographer. When it comes to retrieving placards from Rotlick's house, we don't fare much better. First, we get beat up by bandits who were trying to collect a debt from him.
Take what you want. I'm just here for some placards.
You deaf. Didn't you hear me? This is all mine now. Fuck off, freak.
And here I thought we'd resolve this peacefully. Any last words? Damn.
Don't know how much Rotlick owes you, but everything in this house is mine. Want to get something back? Try the Vegelbud estate. Rotlick's losing his last crowns at the races, I wager. Now get the hell out of here.
Then, while trying to travel to Lady Vegelbud's estate to track down Rotlick, we get confronted by some drunken rabble on the street.
Come on, don't make us beg. What's the Witcher for, anyways? It's to help men in need.
Believe me, doing you a big favor by not giving you coin. Now let me through.
Whoa, Master, you best watch your words. We share a trade, but that don't mean you can treat us like dogs.
Shut it. You'll bring misfortune on us. He's a witcher, can't you see?
Out of my way.
We won't do it.
I will.
I'll not take orders from anyone. In fact, not the least afeard to teach a witcher some manners. Rick Witcher, Master Arsehole, get out of here, you freak fuck.
Losing this fight also leads to Geralt's pockets getting picked. Man, he's 0 for 3 in fights today. Things are not looking good for the Witcher. Eventually, we manage to track down Rotlick, only to discover he cannot deliver on Dandelion's placards because of his massive gambling debts. At this point, if we refuse to help Rotlick, or even worse, convince him to bet on the horse race and then lose, then we fail to obtain the placards for Dandelion.
Hey there.
I'm as good as dead. Time to flee to safer climes. Kaer, perhaps?
Come on, there's gotta be something we can do.
Alas, I'm afraid all is lost. I had my chance and I squandered it. I fear Kaer is my last resort.
Good idea. A lot of people heading that way these days.
Halflings among them?
Not many, but word is everyone's welcome, regardless of species.
Then Kaer it is. Perhaps my luck will improve there. Farewell, friend. And convey to Master Dandelion my kindest regards and my deepest regrets.
Well, well. See, the crew's been hard at work. Not bad.
No, not all. But I'd imagine something more, more theatrical. What about Rotlick? Did you get the placards?
That's complicated, see. Much more than you assumed. Rotlick's in trouble. Afraid you'll have to do without the placards.
Take it I'm better off not knowing. Ugh, this is disastrous. Well, hope the chameleon's popularity won't suffer as a result.
What about choreography? Prepared anything special for the opening?
We have, but can't really say how it'll turn out without Polly here. The girls claim they know what they're doing, but it all looks a little like an orchestra without a conductor.
Geez, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Unfortunately for Dandelion, he has nowhere else to turn, so he requests Geralt's help again after his love Priscilla gets brutally attacked by a crazed fanatic. This investigation has lots of twists and turns, and seemingly points to a man named Nathaniel, who we'll find torturing a courtesan at Cripple Kate's club. But as degenerate as this dude is, he is not responsible for all the killings in Novigrad. But if we don't listen to his side of the story, then we will fail to catch the real killer Hubert, who is also a vampire, by the way. Later in the game, if we killed Nathaniel without uncovering the real murderer, then we'll find another victim near Triss's hideout, triggering this realization from Geralt.
Heart removed, embers where the eyes should be, mouth burned with formaldehyde. Familiar sight. And a letter. You sought a servant of the eternal fire, yet you were blinded by its flame. Wasn't Nathaniel. Damn it.
So much for Geralt having top-tier investigation skills. During the quest, Empty Coop, Geralt is asked to discover a beast that's been stealing an old woman's chickens. As it turns out, the real culprits are a group of orphans who were stealing the chickens to avoid going hungry. The good ending to the quest is to encourage the old woman to adopt the orphans. But since this is the worst playthrough, we're going to leave the orphans to fend for themselves and snitch on them instead.
Found a group of kids in the woods. They were the ones stealing your hens.
Oh, children, eh? Riding on the backs of wolves, were they?
Never any wolves here. The kids are just clever.
If they've anything in their noggins, they'll stay away from me hen house now.
Keep watch. Kids are likely to try again.
Oh, I'll be waiting for 'em, with a stout branch to smack the little shits with.
Easy, they're just kids.
Aye, for now. But they'll grow into bandits, you wait.
Assuming we didn't get beaten up by Rosa var Atra during the quest Broken Flowers, she will invite us for some one-on-one training during the quest Fencing Lessons. After Rosa runs off from Geralt on the bridge, you can actually fail the quest by leaving the area and passing time. Somehow, Rosa will manage to make it back to the estate on her own and escape the drunken peasants, but you'll lose out on the quest rewards and XP. The other bad decision in this quest is to brutally kill the men threatening Rosa, since it's quite easy to de-escalate the situation using Axii.
Let me rephrase. Put it in words you'll understand. Piss off.
Well, well. It's not just black ones who tell us what to do. It's witchers as well. Too bad I listened to neither. Get him, Lucas!
Understand now why your father insists soldiers follow you around?
So they can save me, as you did.
No, so you won't need saving to begin with. Rosa, those humans died because of you.
What of it? Do you expect me to shed a tear? Observe a minute of silence? They were dregs. They got what they deserved.
And you wonder why the locals hate Nilfgaard.
I thought you were different from other Nordlings. That you understand us, our sense of justice. I see I was wrong.
You should go home now. And take the shortest, not the scenic route.
I understand. Farewell, Geralt, and good luck on the path.
During Lambert's quest, following the thread, we're tasked with investigating leads on a man named Yad Karadin, who killed Lambert's friend Aiden. Along the way, we decide to slaughter the drunken elves to satiate Lambert's bloodlust. But after exhausting all our leads, we discover that Karadin is now living with his wife and adopted children in the lap of luxury in Novigrad. After speaking with Karadin, we learn there are conflicting versions of the events which led to Aiden's death. Rather than being a group of hired assassins, Karadin's band were allegedly debt collectors, and Aiden's death was an accident. The tricky thing about this quest, and why it's so interesting, is that there's no clear-cut truth we can uncover at the end of the day. It's Karadin's word against the rest of his band, and the wishes of Lambert as well. But isn't there something a bit fishy about Karadin's story? I personally suspect that Karadin caught on to the fact that he was being hunted by Geralt and Lambert, and so he invented this story about being a changed family man, and potentially even hired these people to pose as his family. I believe that sparing Yad Karadin is the worst option here, because the whole reformed merchant family man who donates to charity is all a ruse to escape justice. So for the canon choice in my worst playthrough, I decided to spare Karadin and make Lambert seethe.
Leave him. Let's go.
You off your fucking nut?
Lambert, this is one of those situations when you have to realize you're pissed as hell, rein it in, and trust your cool-headed friend. Let's go.
For fuck's sake, Geralt. Don't know that I'll be able to forgive you.
I said let's go. You can always come back.
Thank you.
Explain yourself.
Don't intend to. Just felt Karadin didn't deserve to be murdered in cold blood. If you feel otherwise, you can always go back. Without me.
I feel like beating the shit out of you. See you later. Someday.
So long, Lambert.
While exploring Novigrad, you may run across a halfling offering to sell magical items. Before you can peruse his stock, he runs away from some approaching witch hunters. The worst choice here is to snitch on him.
Naught but rarities at unbeatable Oh shit, you didn't see me here.
The halfling, what did he want? And why did he bolt when he saw us coming?
Has to stay out of your way, because he sells the things dead mages leave behind.
Eternal fire burns bright thanks to men like you. Hans, Gustav, added pay to whoever nabs the halfling.
One thing I forgot to mention during the Novigrad main questline is the halfling Rico, who was being held hostage by Junior. Freeing him kicks off the quest Honor Among Thieves, where you can collect a reward from the King of Beggars. But you can also choose to leave Rico to his fate after speaking to him, which is what I chose to do.
I don't know the details, but he's on their side. And that's all I know.
Don't trust you an inch.
Told you all I know. I swear.
You'll have to stay a bit longer.
No, please. Think about it. It's not too late, hear me?
Wonder if Dijkstra knows Junior's made a deal with the Redanians.
During the quest Little Red, Geralt is recruited to defend a local village from a werewolf bandit leader named, you guessed it, Little Red. But as it turns out, the quest giver Bertram deceived us. He failed to mention that he actually participated in Little Red's robberies in the village. When we speak to Little Red, she informs us that the rest of the town will be spared if we simply hand over Bertram. At this point, we can either kill all the bandits, at which point Little Red transforms into a werewolf, or we can hand over Bertram to avoid a fight. Honestly, both endings to this quest seem kind of bad, but I lead towards defending Bertram as the worst option. But there is one hidden choice that is even worse than that. If you run away from the village when the bandits attack, then you will completely fail the entire quest. During the short quest, Novigrad Closed City Part 2, we're asked by a few shady individuals to track down their supposedly injured friend. After following the trail of clues, we'll discover that these dudes were actually fist tech dealers trying to track down a wounded witch hunter who confiscated some of their supply. At this point, the worst option here is to let the drug dealers kill the witch hunter. Good luck, boys!
Gotcha, Wholesome. That was 5 stone of the purest fist tech you put to the torch. Do you know what it was worth?
All right, Witchman. Take your coin, bugger off.
Do what you will.
Need no convincing there.
In order to gain access to the best crafted swords in the base game of The Witcher 3, we have to help Hattori set up his blacksmith operation in Novigrad. There are a few bad choices we can make in this quest, such as losing the fistfight to Sucrus and allowing Hattori's shady business partners to take a 50% cut of the profits without negotiating. But by far the worst option is to fail the entire quest. During this part of the mission where a fight breaks out, if you run away from the scene, the quest will fail and you will be permanently locked out of using Hattori's services as a blacksmith. This means you won't be able to craft any master level swords until you get to Toussaint. It's brutal, buddy. Assuming we completed the prerequisite quests and didn't break Dijkstra's leg, then we'll finally be let in on the Radovid assassination plot near the end of the game. The worst ending to this quest is to either never get it to begin with, or to skip it entirely. Because if Radovid stays in power, he creates an absolute hellscape in the region, which we can get a glimpse of in the end credits.
With victory in the war against Nilfgaard secured, Radovid proceeded to complete his witch hunt. As they had in Novigrad, pyres burned in Temeria and Aedirn, lands now liberated by the Redanian monarch. In the drive for moral renewal, simple herbalists, pellers, healers, and non-humans, all supposed heretics, were murdered in droves. For many, freedom beneath Radovid's scepter proved more tragic than servitude to another.
Radovid's victory over Emir also paves the way for us getting the worst ending to the game. Because if Nilfgaard wins, then Ciri may end up as Emir's successor instead. But assuming we actually partake in the plot and kill Radovid, then Dijkstra ends up betraying his co-conspirators at the end of the quest. At this point, Geralt can either defend his homies and attack Dijkstra, or simply walk away and leave them to their fate. In my personal opinion, aside from skipping the quest entirely and sparing Radovid, I believe the worst choice here is to throw Roche, Vess, and Thaler to the wolves. It's not that Dijkstra is a bad leader. He clearly brings about a sort of revitalization of Redania, but I don't know. Maybe I've just got a soft spot for Roche and Thaler because of the first 2 games, but I just can't abandon them and let them get slaughtered by Dijkstra like that. Unless I'm on my worst playthrough arc.
Actually, you, Roach, should be the first to understand I've no choice.
Why the hell would I understand?
Because you too are a patriot. Geralt, this doesn't concern you. You may go. Fare thee well on your path, or whatnot.
It's not my concern, so I should let you do what you will. But you're a real son of a bitch, you know that?
It's why I'll make an excellent Chancellor. Farewell, White Wolf.
During the quest, Redania's Most Wanted were tasked by the Great King Radovid with tracking down his arch-nemesis Philippa Eilhart. While exploring the ruins, we'll find a crystal from Philippa's megascope. Upon leaving, we'll be confronted by the witch hunters, who demand we hand over the crystal. The worst choice here is to simply hand it over.
Good chance is important. Hand it here, we'll see the king gets it.
So be it. But to the king directly, straight into his hands.
You can be sure of that. Let's go!
In this case, we'll not have the opportunity to bring it to Yen or Triss to discover its contents. We'll also lose out on the quest reward, as Radovid will refuse to pay us.
So, have you any proof?
Crystal from her megascope. I gave it to your men.
How curious. They claim to have found it themselves. And to have saved your life when you became trapped.
Yeah, should have expected as much. What else did they claim? They mentioned the golden dragon they slew so heroically.
Envy speaks through you. Nothing more. You disappoint me, Witcher. Apparently I thought too highly of you. Get out of my sight.
While exploring Novigrad, we can run across a dispute between a dwarf and a human outside a warehouse. The guard is mediating the dispute and trying to discover who is behind letting a monster into the warehouse. Both men accuse each other of skullduggery, and Geralt is responsible for investigating and clearing it up. In my opinion, the worst option is to say your investigation was inconclusive, which leads to both men getting thrown into prison.
So, you take care of the beast?
Yes.
I knew hiring which would be quickest, so figure out how it got in there.
You hired me to kill the beast, not investigate.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just I'll still have to muck around in the matter. Would have paid extra not to. Here, this is for you. And we'll go to the garrison, talk to the captain. He can try to get to the bottom of this.
Witchers are hired to kill monsters, but not every monster we come across is pure evil. Some of them are just trying to scrape by, doing whatever they can to survive, without posing a real threat to human life. But since we're making all the bad choices here, my Geralt is taking a zero-tolerance stance on monsters. So during the contract An Elusive Thief, we slaughter the Doppler after exposing him.
Might be able to look like a witcher, but that won't make you fight like one.
You're donning your skins enough to know what kind of man you are, what you feel.
You learned something, but not everything. I spare any monsters that aren't dangerous. Thing is, you attacked me, unprovoked, so that doesn't apply to you.
Similarly, we'll choose to kill the succubus during the contract Deadly Delights, even though her only killing was in self-defense. After completing the succubus contract, when we return to Crippled Kate's, we'll find that the tavern has been overtaken by some rowdy Skelligers. One of the courtesans will ask for Geralt's help in ejecting the drunk patrons, but if you back out of the subsequent conversation, the quest will fail.
Have you come to kill me?
You shouldn't have come here.
Who ordained so?
It's a human city. Belongs to them, and I protect them from the likes of you.
So it's true what they say about witches. You're but murderers for hire.
That stench. Guards were killed by a succubus.
Succubus? In Novigrad? How? Light of the eternal fire protects the city?
Must have gone out a few times recently. In any case, the succubus is dead. Here's proof.
And here's your reward, as promised.
Farewell.
During the contract doors slamming shut, we're tasked with investigating a supposedly haunted mansion purchased by a man named Kurt Dysert. Upon investigating the house, we'll discover the real culprit is an imprisoned earth elemental. After defeating the beast, we return to Kurt and collect our reward. Pretty simple, right? Except there is a potential twist. If we knock down the wooden supports in the underground section of the mansion during the fight, then Kurt will actually die during the renovations.
What happened here?
The Lord wanted to see to everything, inspect the property personally. So he went down, all the way down, to the cellars. And crash! The ceiling collapsed on him. End of story.
Unfortunate. Very.
The Oxenfurt Drunk is one of my favorite contracts in The Witcher 3. During this mission, Geralt has to bait out an alcoholic catacan by getting wasted and wandering the streets at night. But hilariously, if you max out your toxicity by drinking a bunch of potions prior to purchasing alcohol from the innkeeper, then Geralt will pass out and the quest will fail.
Want to get drunk off my ass, and it's gotta be on cheap wine.
Trouble with the lass? Or did your enterprise go under?
Neither, just part of the job.
I'll need you to pay in advance.
Or, and keep it coming. And figured out something was up. Gotta search blind now.
Okay, that was a lot of side quests in Novigrad, but with the first two regions in the rearview mirror, let's move on to the side quests of Skellige before tackling the DLC. We've already discussed what happens if we skip Cerys and Hjalmar's quests, but there are some other bad decisions we can make during the Lord of Unvik if we decide to help Hjalmar out instead. For starters, when tracking down Velen, we'll discover Homeboy got kidnapped by some rock trolls and is in quite a sticky situation. If we play a game with the rock trolls, but fail to give the right answers, then Velen is literally cooked.
Hey, you there! Help me! Water's getting hot!
Shut it.
I need that man.
No. We went home and from mirrors. I figure riddle.
Play me for the man, then. If I win, I take him with me. If I lose, I'll jump in the pot too.
Good! Good!
Blind riddles! No!
No bubble! First riddle. Lots eats, lots drinks. Big E B. Steps big key. Big key bash.
It's a clock.
Clock? This one? Bad! To pot!
Hang on, it's my turn. I'm light as a feather, but even a troll can't hold me for long.
Piss.
The answer is your breath. All right, your turn, but make it quick or my guy'll boil to a pulp.
Hurry up, dammit!
Cold and splashes. Rhyme. Rhyme. Cold and splashes, wave crashes.
A corpse.
Bad.
In that case.
Salt break!
Damn it. That took too long.
Even if we rescue Velen, he can technically fall in battle while exploring the rest of the island with Geralt, though it's quite difficult for this to happen since the enemies will prioritize attacking the Witcher. After reconnecting with Hjalmar and finding the ice giant, we have to decide whether to let Viggy the Loon out of the cage or leave him in there for the duration of the fight.
Hey, quick! Let me out 40 weeks!
Key should be around here somewhere.
Wait. Know what they call Veggie? The loon. For good reason, too. Best he stay in there till we finish with the giant.
What? You out of your bloody mind, Uncrate?
I thought he was your comrade.
He is. Which is how I know what he's like to do.
All right. Guess you should stay in the cage then.
What? I'll not forget this, Uncrate. You want all the glory to yourself? Let me out right now!
The worst option is to leave him behind, in which case he'll get brutally crushed by the giant.
Viggy, poor bugger.
Should have let him out.
Don't blame yourself. Viggy wasn't exactly the predictable type. Soon as he was out, he could have run at the giant brandishing naught but his fists and his prick. No telling what would have happened. Fight might have not gone our way.
Even if Viggy survives this encounter, Homeboy has like 0 plot armor, because if you request Hjalmar's help during the Battle of Kaer Morhen, then Viggy the Loon will get killed by the Wild Hunt. If we complete Cerys and Hjalmar's tasks, we'll eventually get invited to a big feast in Kaer Trolda, where the next king will be selected. During the festivities, we'll have the opportunity to make a big bet with Hjalmar.
Did quite a number on you.
Why are you laughing? They'd have trashed you too.
Doubt it.
That's so. Care to wager on it? Drop any one of the Veld Carls, and I'll give you my sword. End up like me, you part with yours.
You're on. Start wrapping that sword for me.
Don't sell your fish till they're in the boat, Wolf.
If we lose the fight to the Vidcarl, we can either pay Hjalmar 350 crowns, or give him our steel sword.
Oh, Witcher, eh? You fight more like a little bitch. Get out of my sight, Drifter.
Not so tough without your blade. Which is too bad, because you just lost it.
Here, may it serve you well.
Ha! Can't wait to test a Witcher's blade in battle.
Bye-bye, Blade from the Bits. Eventually, the feast will get attacked by a group of raving berserkers, and Geralt will be tasked with finding the culprit by assisting either Cerys or Hjalmar. While I personally like Hjalmar better than Cerys, I cannot deny that siding with him in this quest leads to a worse outcome. For starters, if you go along with Hjalmar, then you will not be able to expose Birna Braun as the mastermind behind the berserker attack on the feast, whereas if you side with Cerys, then Birna is exposed and sentenced to death. Hjalmar also leads his countrymen into a bloody war against Nilfgaard. On top of this, there is a place of power you can get during this quest that is only accessible if you side with Cerys. So for players who want to clear the entire map, as I did in my most recent playthrough, that singular inaccessible question mark will be taunting you on the map forever. An unpaid debt is a missable side quest that we can obtain if we accept Simon Brambling's help in escaping Madman Lugos's prison. After getting out of the clink, Simon will confront Geralt in Kaer Trolda Harbor and request payback for his help. His idea of payback is to take on an assassin contract without telling us any of the details. We can completely fail this quest by refusing him.
Same old Skellige shit. Honor this, shame on that, glory to the other. Dead tired of it. Not about to let you drag me into some mess just 'cause you say it's the right thing to do. Count me out, Simon, and don't bother me again.
As you will, Witcher. But beware. Break an oath in Skellige, you're likely shortening your life.
If we actually proceed with the quest instead, we'll be forced to either kill Simon's enemy, Voland, or betray Simon. Neither ending is particularly good, but I'd say stabbing Simon in the back is the worst option here.
Out of the question, Simon. I'm no murderer. Not gonna kill him.
Then you'll die at his side.
Smell a Kaer. For a minute there, I thought you did. Thought you'd kill me.
Lucky for you, I have a different notion of honor than you Skelligers. Prefer to thank folk with a bottle of something strong, not murder.
Tell no one what happened here, Witcher. Simon's got a spear-side cousin on Speaker Rog. He learns what you've done here, he'll vow blood revenge. Won't rest till—
Enough. Not another word about pride, feuds, or bonds of kinship. You can kill each other without my help from now on.
Crime and Punishment is an easily missable quest in Skellige that I only discovered on my 100% run of the game. Off the coast of the main island, we'll find a man named Jorg chained to a rock. The worst option here is to refuse to unchain him and leave the area, which causes the quest to fail. As it turns out, Jorg was accused of murder, but the truth is he was baited into fighting his uncle to death because his little sister lied about the uncle abusing her. Just a tragic ending all around. Flesh for Sale is another missable quest in Skellige that is only available prior to completing Lambert's quest following the thread. In this quest, we encounter a slave trader outpost on Faroe Isle. The best ending to the quest involves eliminating the slavers and freeing all the slaves. However, if we play along with the assumption that we're there to buy slaves instead, then we can waste a bunch of money in the process of freeing them. During the quest for fame and glory, we'll encounter two brave Skelligan warriors about to storm into a cave full of monsters. If we hang back during the fight and let the Skelligans do all the work, they can potentially die, which will cause the quest to fail.
Hey, where you going?
Free Spirit is another quest that we can fail. While exploring the island north of the ancient crypt, we can run across an angry warrior about to kill some dude who banged his sister. If we don't intervene in time, the warrior will kill the quest giver, causing us to miss out on this one. From a Land Far, Far Away is one of the more bizarre quests in The Witcher 3. We begin the mission by traveling to a small island east of Redgill, where we stumble upon a journal next to a dead body. This kicks off an investigation about a shipwreck and a group of warriors who are hunting down a woman and child who are en route to Beauclair. According to the warrior who is hunting her, the woman is a criminal who kidnapped the child. But the documents we recover reveal that the child is a disputed royal heir from a faraway land, and that the crown sent assassins to eliminate the child and his mother. In the end, you must either defend the woman from this bloodthirsty warrior, or let him kill her and take the child. So given that this is essentially a political assassination, siding with the warrior is the worst ending here.
This is between you two. Won't interfere.
During the quest Iron Maiden, Geralt steps into the arena to duel the reigning champion of Harviken. Yuda is a tough Skelligan babe who we can get into bed with if we defeat her in battle. However, if we lose the fight instead, Yuda will be massively disappointed and the quest will fail.
So, had enough?
Yes.
Ugh. I thought I'd finally found a man who could best me.
Shouldn't have fought so hard.
You know nothing, White One. Now go. Witcher.
Hold this L, Geralt. The Knithing is a quest we can stumble upon in the town of Ronvig. A local bald man asks Geralt to help with a curse that is causing his young son to wither and die. The curse was caused by a Knithing, and the culprit behind it was Baldy's ex-wife, the herbalist Yona. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Damn, this bitch would really curse a poor child to death, all because she hated her ex-husband. At this point, you have two options. Carve Yona's name into the Knithing, which will cause her to die instead of the child, or force Baldy to go back to his old bitch. To me, the latter option is clearly worse.
You've got to break the spell, Witcher. Let her die!
Can't do that. Yona doesn't deserve it.
And my son? Does he?
No, but he doesn't have to die. You have a choice.
All right, if it'll save Chalva. I'll go back to the hussy. And you, best not see your face round here again.
Feeling any better?
Suffa, Baldy! During the quest Practicum in Advanced Alchemy, we have the opportunity to kill yet another succubus who is harming no one.
Met a lot of succubi on the path. None set out to hurt anyone, but they all killed eventually. Lost themselves when feeding, drained their lovers dry of life force.
Not her, she's different.
Out of my way, and don't interfere.
Well, what have you done?
We saved you, Ramond.
The hell you did! She'd never hurt me! Never!
Really believe that? Succubi feed on human energy. Lose that, and it means death eventually.
Life leads to death eventually. You're murderers! Go to hell!
Incredible. We risked our lives to find him. Now we're the monsters.
Happens a lot more often than you think.
During the Last Wish, we help Yen break off the magical spell that binds her and Geralt together. Now typically, I always romance Yen in my Witcher 3 playthroughs, so for this video I wanted to reload a save and check out the alternate ending where Geralt breaks up with Yennefer, and goddamn, this was brutal to watch.
I thought you'd become a stranger to me, that I'd look at you and not feel a thing. But it's not like that at all. Nothing's changed.
Sorry, Yen, but magic's gone for me.
Truly? But how is that possible? I still feel the same. You should too. I don't understand. What does this mean?
Means the Jinn granted your wish.
Right. Fine, good. Glad we got that over with. We know where we stand, at least. Naught left for us here. Let's go.
Wait. Magic's gone, true, but that doesn't mean I don't like spending time with you. Let's sit a while.
Now obviously the canon choice for this playthrough is to still pursue both sorceresses and get felted by them in Novigrad. But I had to show you one more cursed option when we reject Yen instead. Aside from regular side quests, there are 3 contracts on Skellige which present the player with significant choices. In the Heart of the Woods is my favorite Skellige contract, where Geralt has to decide how to deal with a Leshen that's cursed one of the villagers. There are 2 primary paths we can take during this quest. If we side with Sven, we'll end up taking the direct approach and killing the Leshen. We'll also need to deal with the marked individual by banishing or killing her. I'd say killing her is the worst choice. After dealing with the cursed woman, we kill the Leshen in a boss fight. However, upon returning to the village, we'll find that Sven ended up slaughtering Harold and the other village elders.
Hey! Hey! Look at this. Told you the Witcher had solved this.
What happened?
You rid us of the beast. We rid ourselves of its accomplices. Don't worry. Our agreement stands. I earned your coin, you did.
Nothing's changed. Leshen's gone, true, but a murderer still haunts the village.
Your work is done, Witcher. You've done your part, and I've done mine.
Think the village will go along with this?
Folk will calm down, realize the guilty needed to be punished. Do you hear? Fear will not rule my village. There will be no more killings. Go to your homes. And you, Witcher, on your way. No more monsters left around here.
To me, this is one of the worst endings to the quest. On the other hand, if we side with Harold, we'll need to perform a ritual to make a pact with the Leshen. Upon returning to the village, we'll find Sven threatening to kill Harold. At this point, the worst option is to let them kill the man. But an arguably even worse option is to fight Sven and his goons, but then let Harold die in the subsequent fight anyway. This leads to the highest death count out of any of the choices we make. During the contract Missing Miners, we'll discover a rock troll that killed some local mine workers after they entered its home and attacked it. Our worst choice here is to straight up gank that troll.
Sorry, can't let you get away with this. Let's dance.
Our final contract from the base game is the Phantom of Eldberg, where Geralt has to deal with a wraith that is haunting a lighthouse. As it turns out, the lighthouse keeper, Mikhail, is the reason why the island has become haunted. Mikhail would turn out the lighthouse lights to cause incoming ships to crash, so his homies could loot the shipwrecks and share the spoils with him. Our worst choice here is to let Mikhail slide. Even with Geralt's threats, there's no telling if the guy will pull a similar stunt in the future, and he completely escapes any kind of justice. Now let's make every bad choice in Hearts of Stone, a phenomenal expansion that is outshone by Blood and Wine, but is still an absolutely incredible experience. We start our journey by taking a contract from Olgierd von Everick, but not before getting beaten up by his wild ones upon entering the manor.
You're all Olgierd, that it?
Got it right at last.
One man split into 3 bodies. Not interested in his balls, so which of you's got his brain? Not laughing. Guess that means you didn't get the brain.
Nope. I'm the one got his fists.
You're good. You'd fit right in with our band of merry men. Come on, I'll take you to Olgierd.
The contract is on a monster that's stalking the Oxenfurt sewers. As it turns out, this toad monster was actually an Ophiri prince who was cursed by Olgierd. After defeating the toad, he transforms back into human form, and Geralt gets taken prisoner by the Ophiris. Awaiting certain death as the ship heads to a foreign land, Geralt makes a deal with Gaunter O'Dim. The ship crashes, Geralt escapes the Ophiris, and reconvenes with Gaunter at the crossroads. At this point, we return to Olgierd and agree to complete 3 tasks to fulfill the terms of his contract with Master Mirror. Dead Man's Party is one of the funnest quests in the game. We get possessed by the spirit of Olgierd's brother Vladimir and attend a wedding party with Shani, who is a potential love interest from The Witcher 1. There are a few hilarious bad choices we can make during this quest. For starters, we can lose a Gwent match against a group of halflings, which causes Geralt to lose 5% of all of his money. You do get a pretty hilarious set of donkey ears though, which you can keep for the rest of the game. If you use the Axii spell to wrangle the pigs during the King of the Swineherds competition, you'll be eliminated for cheating.
Feel foolish, peasants? Learned a lesson from your better? Are the pigs penned? Indeed they are.
Whoa, Master Witcher. What were the trickery back there, the fancy finger twisting?
I know. Seen that afore. Witcher told a lad to go hang himself, drew some flowers in the air with his hand, and the man lost his mind.
Meaning you cheated, and shan't be crowned King of the Swineherds.
Shani, what is it Geralt says in these situations? Damn it.
Yes, that's it.
That last bit of dialogue was a lore dump about Lambert. Check out my Witcher 3 Secrets video if you want to hear more about that, and a bunch of other awesome details about the game. Link in the description and pinned comment. Probably the most diabolical bad decision in this quest is to get the Fire Swallower killed during your mini rescue mission. The Fire Swallower David Artensborough got run off by the family dog and is hiding in a tree. After running off the dog, we agreed to escort David back to the party. However, partway through your trip, you'll get attacked by a wild boar. And it's actually possible for David to die during this encounter.
I told him to hide. Bully good hider with a pup at his heels. Why not now? No magic delights, I suppose. Best tell the bride's mother.
You pretty much have to go out of your way to get him killed, as the boar will prioritize Geralt in combat. So I had to kite around a bit and bait the wild boar into attacking David.
I found your fire liquor, but he gave up the ghost on the way back. Too much vodka.
Just my luck to hire a drunk. And Demon, what's with him?
Haven't a clue. He'd chased the fire eater up a tree, so I chased him off. Assumed he'd wandered home.
He hasn't. No one's seen hide nor hair of him.
Then he's a shite poor excuse for a dog.
Aye, true. Never did like the little flea bag.
The dog's small beer. No fire eating, that's the grief.
Aye, grief. No show. Oh no. What can we do?
Come now, stiff upper lip. A silly sconce swiller no wedding makes nor breaks.
Silly to you, but it means prestige to us. We aim to show we're to be taken seriously, that we're more than just milkers and ploughers and goat herds.
A torch tonger would change nothing. No circus performer could possibly turn a peasant into a noble.
You think us bumpkins?
Never uttered the word, yet you are not of the gentry, a simple fact.
Let's go, Dumpling. We're clearly not fit company for our dear Lord Witcher.
Later in the party, Vlad will try to prove to Shani that he can rizz up any woman he wants to. This leads to him getting into a fight with a group of angry dudes who catch Vlad hitting on their sister. So naturally, I let Vlad get his ass kicked.
Lesky, step away from the man.
Who the devils are you?
We're the Mrs. Brothers, and we swore to our Da on his dying day we'd keep those of your ilk far from her.
You shan't keep me from anything, filthy hayseed.
Lads, mutants calling us names!
Stand down, swineherds, or Lord Witcher will give you a bloody, mighty drubbing. Now, where's a plowing fence board when you need it?
Show us what you got.
Hot damn, boy. You needn't ask me twice. Fence boards, the perfect weapon for sweaty-assed swineherds.
Perfect fit for your job, you ploughing gentle fuck. Had enough, lordling.
That'll teach you to woo and dupe decent maids. Got my eye on you.
Nesky, let's go.
Where to, my love? I was to turn you into a lady.
Finally, we top things off by fumbling Shani after Geralt gets his body back. If you don't attempt to cheer up Shani and just leave the party instead, the romance quest with her will fail, and you get this journal entry. I don't know if Geralt simply didn't notice Shani's sour mood, or deliberately chose to disregard it, but one way or another, he left her to work through it on her own and returned to his own concerns. It is a shame he did so, for something tells me that evening might have had a very moving finale. But with our first deed done, we move on to our next objective, obtaining the House of Max Borsodi. The auction portion of the quest is relatively linear, though we can get some unique dialogue if we lose the fight to the guards after getting tossed out of the auction house.
Your swords, master. Just need you to sign here.
Fuck you.
Depositor refused to confirm receipt. Signed, Sergeant Figner. A pleasant day to you.
Seems true what they say. When it's many against one, even a witcher's done.
Not in the mood for your peasant wisdom.
At this point, we'll need to recruit a few specialists to help pull off this heist. Let's hope I don't end up with Johnny Silverhand in my head. We start off by pursuing our safecracker. I first went to speak with Casimir, only to discover the bloke was about to blow himself up. If you choose the wrong dialogue options in the subsequent conversation, it leads to a hilariously bad outcome.
Master Casimir, toss aside the torch, you gads!
Ah! Piss off, then! Fuck off! You'll not tell me what to do!
What's going on here?
Ain't it plain? Master Casimir sat upon his roof. Claims he'll blow himself to bits.
What the wench pearls, silks, satins, and how the fuck should he paid me? Made me a heat-banger cuckold!
I'll try to talk some sense into him.
What if he should grow angered?
The wench demanded a canopied bed and got it. Silver tableware, she said. Got that
2, lacking nothing, not a thing. What the fuck else was I to give her?
Doubt he can grow any angrier.
Hail Melitele, our hallowed mother, keep us from evil.
What kind of knob you got? Lately come to poke my Euphemia, eh? Well, you're late. She's gone.
No, I just...
Postmaster said the same. Denied it all. Swore on the balls of his gods. And the Egypt I am, I believed the bugger. 3 years they bumped about under my nose, then ran off. My granda told it right. Not a bloke out there doesn't want to get tween a dwarf wench's trotters.
I commiserate, honestly.
Oh, talking at your fanny flaps.
No, seriously,
I? Seriously? Couldn't give a hedgehog's ass for me and my troubles. You're as bogging a liar as Euphemia! Think you can dupe me with your sweet and mincing, eh? Oh no, no! That was that!
Casimir, no!
With Casimir dead, our last resort was to recruit Quinto. Only problem is he's locked up by the mercenary leader Hugo, who is also the quest giver for the contract on the creature from Oxenfurt Forest. If you already completed that quest and demanded extra coin from Hugo like I did, then you'll actually end up paying more to release Quinto if you decide to go that route.
Want me to let him go? Pay up. But I've a special rate for you. You fleece me. Now it's my turn.
Call it my loss. Here.
Ah, nothing quite like the weight of a purse full of gold. Right, Quinto. You're dumb as shite, but lucky as... What? How did you...
Fishbone. Did it yesterday. I was waiting for a lull to slip out. Witcher showed up before I could.
With our safe cracker secured, it's time to recruit a B&E specialist. Hugo is already dead by the time we find him, so I'm going to skip that objective and miss out on the XP. While meeting up with Velen, we can make a hilariously bad choice by shooting the elf with a crossbow during the performance.
Shoot him, stuffy apple, the apple. He hit me! Bastard hit me!
Whoa, brilliant! Ladies and gentlemen, with that, singular feat, we bring our performance to a close. See you all soon!
Gonna live?
Yes, I shall live. Out of my sight, imbecile!
Sorry. Told you I'm not a bad shot, not a perfect one.
Oh, don't fret. Van would miss occasionally too. I shall patch Merrin up.
With our team all set, it's time to complete the heist. There are a few variations of the quest depending on who you selected as safecracker. For instance, Quinto will betray your group and side with Horst Borsodi when you reach the vault, whereas Casimir would stick with the homies and side with Ewald. For this playthrough, since I had Quinto in my party, I decided to side with Ewald, kill Horst and Quinto, and then kill Ewald at the end for maximum death. It's arguably a worse ending to let Ewald walk away with the deed, as the funds from the sale of the Borsodi estate would get donated to Vilmarius Hospital, if you gave it to Olgierd. But it's not like Olgierd was motivated by charity anyway.
Awfully noble of you, showing so much concern for the needy.
I couldn't give a rat's ass about the needy. Made her wither and disappear along with the city. I wanted one thing. Revenge.
With 2 tasks down, Olgierd gives us our final objective. Retrieve a violet rose that he gifted to his wife Iris. Only problem is, Iris died in a house fire, and her spirit is now trapped in a magical painted world. This quest always reminds me of those painted world missions from Oblivion and Dark Souls, but this one has more of a horror aesthetic to it. While exploring the house, Geralt also got glitched in an animation and was doing this crazy crouch running thing for most of the rest of the mission. Bro, this walking's totally cursed. Look at him, dude. In any case, we'll eventually reach Iris's ghost, and we'll have to decide whether to take the rose from her or leave her alone in the painted world. Her giving up the rose will cause her existence to end, but also end her suffering, and end the servitude of the fake dog and cat spirits that are bound to her. To me, the worst choice is to let Iris stay in the painted world, thus trapping them all in this endless loop of suffering.
I won't decide your fate. I can't accept the rose.
Will you leave empty-handed? What about your task?
Rose stays with Iris.
So that is how it's to be. Perhaps in the years to come, another will appear to free us.
I don't know that you've chosen wisely, and though I feel no gratitude, I'll not send you away empty-handed. Look, the petal edges darken. The flower closes, and I am overcome with sleep.
But in any case, we won't return to Olgierd empty-handed, as Iris paints us a violet rose, which we can bring to fulfill Olgierd's task. And now we reach the finale of Hearts of Stone, where we meet with Olgierd and Gaunter O'Dim at the Temple of Lilvani. Now, some of you may have seen my previous video playing devil's advocate and arguing why you shouldn't save Olgierd from a role-playing perspective. I'll link that video if you want to check that out. But letting Olgierd die here is an undeniably bad ending. Olgierd gets no shot at redemption, the evil Master Mir claims another soul, and we lose out on the unique steel sword Iris, which is an excellent weapon. But this being the worst playthrough, naturally I had to say sayonara to Olgierd.
What? No. We had a pact. The moon is there. There! Not here.
I gave you what you wished for. Here, on the moon, our contract you fulfilled.
Boss, you cheated me.
I never cheat. It is done. Your soul belongs to me. At last, it's over. We must meet again one day. Business with you is pure pleasure.
Another bad choice here is to fail to beat Master Mir after agreeing to take part in his game. If you fail to solve the puzzle before the time runs out, then this happens.
Oh, awful. You're doing terribly. Remember, you can always give up. As I see it, you will never find me. Never. Game over.
So maybe Geralt losing his soul would be the canon ending for this playthrough. But if that were the case, we wouldn't be able to do all the other bad choices, so I'm gonna proceed as if Olgierd died. Before we move on to Blood and Wine, I wanted to mention one more side quest from Hearts of Stone. Without a Trace is a mission where Geralt is tasked with finding the missing assistant of the halfling herbalist Otto. There are a few bad endings to this quest. The worst one is to be a terrible investigator, not search around the property at all, and take the old couple's word for it that Volkert was killed by wolves.
Volkert, your apprentice. I know what happened to him.
Out with it. I've gone near daft with worry.
Found some witnesses. Claim wolves attacked him. He survived at first, then went back in the woods to harvest more herbs. His luck ran out.
A treasure, that lad. Dutiful. Mannered. Such a shame. Well, here's your gold. Trust it will serve you well.
But if we investigate at all, we'll discover that the old couple are actually cannibals who butchered Folkert and ate the halfling. At this point, we have 3 choices, all of which lead to bad endings. The lesser of 3 evils is to kill the old couple, since their actions are barbaric, even if they are telling the truth about not killing Folkert. The old couple gets brought to justice, and at least gives some consolation to Otto.
Folks say we witchers have no feelings. It's a barefaced lie. Right now, I feel rage, and I can't wait to vent.
Rotten churl!
Humans. He was... really no gentle way to put this. Cannibals ate him.
Cannibals? A short ride from Novigrad. In Velen, that would be one thing, but here... Gods! You slew them, right? Tell me you killed them!
I did.
He's been avenged. There's that. Your coin. Take it and now please be on your way. I must write to Folkert's parents.
The next choice is a little worse, I suppose. If you convince the old couple to abandon their cannibalistic ways, but then reveal the truth to Otto, the herbalist will take matters into his own hands.
Vow never to eat another bite of human flesh, and I'll let you live.
Oh, I swear it on dear Mother Melitele, on the eternal fire, on...
Keep the gods out of it. Swear on your heads, which I will take if you break your vow.
We swear.
You live in the middle of nowhere. It's out of my way. But I'll be back. Better believe I'll be back. He was... really no gentle way to put this. Cannibals ate him.
Cannibals? A short ride from Novigrad. In Velen, that would be one thing, but here... Gods! You slew them, right? Tell me you killed them.
Hired me to find out what happened to Folkert. Never mentioned murder.
One will happen soon. You want naught to do with it, that is your right. But I aim to round up folk who still give a damn.
It's a couple of old folks. Doubt they'll put up a fight.
All the better. Now, I wager you want your coin, eh? Take it and get out of my sight.
Upon returning to the couple's home, we'll find that Otto really did smoke their asses.
Whoa, the herbalist wasn't joking.
The final choice, which also leads to a bad ending, is to convince the couple to stop eating people, but then lie to Otto about what really happened. In this case, the old woman will end up dying of starvation.
She's dead. Grew weak, weaker, then like a spark. Devils take your soul.
So there's really no way to win in this quest. Blood and Wine is one of my all-time favorite expansions, standing shoulder to shoulder with my other faves like Citadel, Far Harbor, and Phantom Liberty. So let's start off with tackling the phenomenal side quests in this expansion, as there are a lot of bad decisions Geralt can make. The Warble of a Smitten Knight is one of the most memorable side quests in the expansion, where we help a young knight named Guillaume simp for his maiden Vivienne. The first bad choice we can make is to fail the quest by not completing it prior to capture the castle. If we proceed without helping Guillaume on his quest for love, then he will end up getting killed by vampires when Detlef attacks the capital.
A knight's body. Guillaume. Poor fool.
But assuming we don't let Guillaume simply die, there are 2 other paths we can take in this quest. The worst option is to cut Guillaume out of the deal and proceed to lift Vivienne's curse by transferring it to an Oriole egg. In this case, Vivienne will be set free of the curse, but only have 7 years left to live. As for Guillaume, he'll be absolutely furious with Geralt, and we can find him later as a washed-out drunk on the streets of Beauclair.
Guillaume, what are you doing here?
Leave me be. Without my Vivienne, life has no meaning. You are the last to whom I wish to speak.
couple other smaller bad choices we can make during the quest itself. If you entered the tourney as Ravix of Forehorn, you'll get confronted by a group of hooligans who challenge you to a tavern brawl, giving us another opportunity to get our ass kicked.
I had been waiting long for that, freak. Now you've gotten what you deserved.
Not done yet.
Leave him, Geralt. He's not worth it. And we've come here for an altogether different reason.
We shall meet again, mutant.
On the other hand, if you entered the tourney as Geralt of Rivia, then you'll be confronted by a different dude at the tavern who challenges Geralt to a duel. So let's lose that fight as well.
The gods have seen fit to punish you for your cowardice.
Yada yada, you won, whatever. Now let me explain something.
We'll bring further dishonor to our name by backing out of the tournament before it finishes.
How dare you lecture me? This is not the aid I sought. And to think I gave up my spot in the tourney to you, I regret it now. Do you even intend to compete to the end? Or now that you've bound Vivian to your terms, you no longer see the need?
Tourney doesn't interest me anymore. I'll wait in the tent until Vivian's done with all her duties.
As you will.
Also, when going to the clearing with Vivian, you'll get attacked by a panther. Instead of killing the panther, you can just run away and the quest will update. I guess the panther just got bored and ran away. As for the other ending to the quest, transferring the curse to Guillaume is basically the good ending, though Vivian seems like she'll probably dump him anyway.
Free at last, as a bird.
Ha! I find you droll. I had not noticed before.
But you will not fly away without me.
That remains to be seen, I think. But I too must thank you, Witcher.
It's tough, buddy. Another hilariously diabolical bad decision, or rather a series of bad decisions, can cause Geralt to fail the quest to obtain the legendary sword Erendite. During the quest, there can only be one. Geralt must demonstrate the 5 chivalric virtues of wisdom, honor, valor, compassion, and generosity. You have ample opportunities to complete all of these virtues throughout the course of Blood and Wine's quest content. However, if you manage to fail all opportunities in at least one of the 5 virtues, then you can fail the quest and lose your chance to retrieve Erendite. The easiest way to do this is to fail the wisdom virtue by botching the following objectives. Do not correctly guess that Milton is in the greenhouse during the Beast of Toussaint. Do not lift the curse from the Spotted White. Do not lift the curse from Daphne the Tree Hag. Do not encourage Hugo to make peace with his brothers during Father Knows Worst. Do not correctly guess the order of candles during the quest in the ancient amphitheater on your first attempt. And finally, lose the Gwent tournament. Doing all of this will ensure that you cannot demonstrate the virtue of wisdom. But in order to actually trigger the quest failure, you will need to successfully complete the other 4 virtues as well. Here's what I did specifically. I killed the Shaelmar during the Contract Tufo monster to demonstrate valor. I also gave the pendant to Madame de Bourbeau to show compassion. I found the missing part of the tap for Hugo during Father Knows Worst to show honor. And finally, I paid the bootblack 500 crowns to show generosity, even though it just felt like a scam. Once all of this was complete, the quest updated with the objective to return to the Hermit. In this case, I got some brief unique dialogue showing that I failed the quest.
It seems failure is your lot in this quest, Witcher. To lay claim to virtue is easy. To prove it, much harder. But perhaps one day. Who knows?
Also, if you happen to completely fail, there can only be one. Prior to starting the quest and meeting the Hermit for the first time, you will get this unique journal entry. Though Geralt reached the isle upon Xletalis, he found no one there. Most likely he had waited too long to investigate the matter, and after all, we well know destiny does not like to wait. Shout out to YouTuber Xletalis, who introduced this strategy to fail there can only be one in his 10th anniversary Witcher 3 details video. It worked like a charm for my worst playthrough. During the quest A Knight's Tales, Geralt is tasked by a fat woodsman to lift a curse from another tree spirit. Gee, I sure hope this goes better than last time. In order to find out how to lift the curse, Geralt must visit a nearby witch and optionally investigate the legend further by reading about it from one of Jacob's books. But Geralt ain't about that book shit, so we seek to take a more direct approach. There are two bad endings to this quest. The first is to visit the witch, but then refuse her help, opting to pursue the ritual to reverse the curse on your own. In this case, Daphne will emerge from the tree as a wraith, forcing you to kill her.
Fucking fairy flips, what the demon happened there?
My fault. Went about lifting the curse the wrong way. More like tore than freed her from her prison. Shock was too much. Released all the rage and pain that was in her.
Blimey, man. I suppose that's what I get for hiring a bungler. At least the lady's pain is done. She'll suffer no more in the tree. Now take your coin and go.
But by far the worst ending is the one where Geralt threatens the witch to lift the curse.
Refuse to help me, and I'll make you regret it. And force you to.
Do you know what really makes my blood boil? Bluster, threats, especially beneath my own roof.
Wouldn't need to use either if you'd cooperate.
How would I do that, given you will soon be dead?
Akandal!
You have bested me. Tradition ordains I must grant you 3 wishes, it seems.
You know exactly why I'm here.
Very well. I will help you. Albeit I pity the lass not at all. I shall do what I can to break the curse that imprisons her soul in the tree.
Hold you to that. Daphne didn't deserve her fate.
Tales can be cruel. Now be gone. Leave me be.
In this case, the spirit of Daphne will jump into Jacob's pet wolf and kill him.
Morhold, where's your mat? Damn it. Should check on Jacob. Damn it. Witch freed the ghost from the tree, as promised. Failed to add the spectred be insane, full of pain and rage. Possessed the first living creature it ran into. The dog. Dog then killed Jacob. Farewell, chivalrous woodsman. Sorry it ended this way. Life's rarely like a fairy tale. Still, folk have gotta have faith. Believe in something.
But Geralt's talents aren't limited to bungling curses. He can also become a failed model during a portrait of the Witcher as an old man. Near the end of the quest, your posing session is interrupted by a griffin attack.
Griffin!
Yeah, I know. You'll paint one in later.
Gods! A griffin! Dearest mummy! Ah!
If you run away from the fight, the quest will fail, and the painter will get killed by the griffin.
Griffin must have gotten to him. Horrible way to die. Oh, his paintings will probably start selling like hot mince pies now.
During the quest Father Knows Worst, Geralt is recruited by a pair of concerned dudes who are searching for their brother Hugo in a cave. Turns out the bros got into a spat over inheriting a brewery. After rescuing Hugo, the two brothers will be waiting at the cave entrance with a handful of armed men. Hugo, fearing for his life, requests that Geralt attack the brothers.
Wait, see there? My brothers! They've rounded up some thugs. They mean to attack me.
We don't know that.
Would you try to tell me it's a coincidence? That they return with an armed band? They've come for the last part of the still. They won't kill me for it. Please, you're my only hope. Kill them. Elsewise, they'll kill me.
Kill your brothers? You want that?
Well, perhaps not them, but the other roughs, for certain. As to my brothers, I don't know. You couldn't perhaps render them harmless? Will you defend me?
Don't have much of a choice.
Thanks. 1,000 thanks. I shall wait here.
The worst ending here is to go along with Hugo's plan to attack his brothers, which prevents them from reconciling.
Witcher! What are you doing?
Teaching you some decency.
He's gone mad! Hold him back!
They got what they deserved.
Maybe they did mean well.
I, for one, do not believe it. They were overcome with greed, ready to do anything to wrest the last part of the still from me. Besides, you did not kill them. They will come to, soon, having learnt a valuable lesson, I trust.
So what now?
I fear I don't know. I can't possibly hope to rebuild my father's still. I suppose I must hang a shingle in the market, sell wine. Or perhaps I should move on, leave Toussaint. Alas, I know not and will have to see. Whatever the case, I shall not forget your help with my brothers.
Time we went our separate ways. Good luck, whatever you decide to do.
I thank you, Witcher. Fare thee well.
As it turns out, the armed men with them were just a group of nearby hunters who came to help, and the brothers truly wanted to reconcile with Hugo. So Geralt killing them all prevents that from happening. What's worse than breaking up a family? Getting beaten up by a cuckold. During the quest, Goodness Gracious Great Balls of Granite, Geralt has to track down the culprit who stole the crown jewels off a statue at the art museum in Tucson. The perp is an old dude who nabbed the jewels to improve his vigor stat, if you know what I mean. And while Geralt is chatting with the man, an angry husband busts through the door, leading to this hilarious scene.
Got you, you rogue! Prepare for a shellacking, scallop! What the laugh's this? Rosalinda! One, I could forgive you, but two at one time!
Wait, got nothing to do with this.
Take me for a fool? I'll teach you to fish in another man's pond!
You heard me. Calm down or you'll wind up picking your teeth up off the floor.
Tough, are you? Come here! Come on, you scamp!
At this point, the cuck will try to whoop Geralt's ass, and if you happen to lose this fight, it leads to a hilariously bad ending for the quest.
Thank you for nothing. Well, you certainly look the fighter, but that's all. Well, I suppose I must admit it. I stole the stones, but it matters little now. All is lost.
What do you mean, lost?
While you were out, Rosalinda's husband came after me. Smashed Reginald's testicles to shards and dust, I'm afraid. They're of no use to anyone now.
At this point, you'll have to return to the quest giver and report the bad news about the crown jewels.
Have you recovered Reginald's family jewels?
They were destroyed, unfortunately.
Destroyed? But...
Nothing I could do. Sorry.
This monument is my life. My livelihood. I've spent years at its side protecting it from rain, hail, birds, and their corrosive droppings.
Sounds like you got plenty of experience. Should have no trouble finding another job in the industry.
You might think this but a silly statue, but a great many folk depended on these stones. Fewer children will be born now. Ladies will walk about unsatisfied, their men dejected. Not to mention the sad fate of a certain curator of art and collectibles. All is lost.
Buck up. You'll figure something out, I'm sure of it. Take care now.
I love this game, bro. During the quest, Mutual of Beauclair's Wild Kingdom, Geralt is faced with a dilemma. Hunt down a dangerous silver basilisk that killed a group of merchants, or protect one of the last remaining specimens of this rare breed. The local count will desperately beg us to spare the basilisk, who he's named Eokest, stating that he will compensate the families of the deceased merchants. While the basilisk is dangerous, I believe that killing it is the worst ending to this quest. A letter we find reveals the merchants were flying close to the sun because they knew they would be compensated by the count if the basilisk destroyed their goods. Also, the count will set up roadblocks afterwards to protect travelers from encroaching on Eokest's territory if we decide to save the beast. So my canon choice for this playthrough is to slay Eokest with the help of the Reavers.
Eokest, my poor Eokest, cruelly slaughtered like a common beast.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this shit was depressing. Tell me why I felt worse about this choice than any of the random NPCs I've slaughtered in this playthrough. During the quest of Shears and a Witcher I Sing, Geralt is tasked with tracking down a missing barber in Beauclair. Turns out the barber cut the wrong man's hair, which led to him getting kidnapped by a Nilfgaardian brute named Beau. But rather than simply leaving a bad review, Bro was so enraged over the barber's hack job that he beat him to within an inch of his life and is threatening to finish the job. We get the worst ending to this quest by provoking the whole group into combat.
It's hair. It'll grow back. Really want to kill a man because he gave you a bad cut.
And who are you, gadabout, to lecture me, a heraldic lord? We've a bleeding champion of the oppressed men. At him!
Listen, children, a story you shall hear of a witcher who walloped a rogue knight's steady hair.
It seems like banks are always out to screw you over, as Geralt finds out the hard way during the quest Paper Chase. After reuniting with an old quest giver, we're pointed to collect our reward from Cianfinelli Bank. But the bank employees give Geralt the runaround, sending him to multiple booths in search of a bunch of different forms. After storming into the bank manager's office, Geralt gets confronted by an angry patron he cut in line. So it's once again time for Geralt to get his ass kicked.
You cut in front of me, sir.
Well, couldn't really give a crap.
You boor, you churl! I will not stand for this. Just you wait, I'll teach you some manners.
Go on, hit me.
Oh, gentlemen, if you wish to raise a ruckus, do it outside.
Outside, now! Next time, mind your place, you churl.
Eventually, we'll get in touch with the dwarven banker who promises to pay out our account. But as it turns out, he doesn't have the money and locks us inside the vault. We have two options at this point. Give him a week to come up with the money, or threaten violence. The latter choice leads to the bad ending to the quest.
Fooled me once, not about to let you fool me again.
Master Geralt, I beg you, keep your heat. We can work this out, I know we can.
Rip that coin out of your throat if I have to.
Guards, help!
First, we lose the fight to the guards and get a unique cutscene where we're thrown out of the bank.
Come on, come to daddy! Bugger off, troublemaker. Master Witcher, your coin. Shan't call the guard, but do us a wee favour and never come back. Can do without patrons like you.
In this case, we're paid out less coin, lose out on a unique weapon reward, and are permanently barred from doing business at the bank.
Right. I've nothing to say to you. Away and bile your heat.
What is it you seek here?
I've nothing to say to you. Away and bile your heat.
During the Wine Wars questline, we're tasked with cleaning up a bunch of problems for a pair of vineyard owners who are fighting over the right to purchase the Bellegarde estate. As it turns out, a third party was pitting Matilda and Liam against each other, sabotaging their enterprises and ensuring they wouldn't join forces. The good ending to the questline involves exposing this plot and reconciling the two vineyard owners. But since this is the worst playthrough, I'm just going to be handing over the estate to Timu Triss instead.
Vermentino can go back to operating normally.
Truly? Wonderful! I'm but a step from taking over Bald Geralt. I really don't know how to thank you. Your reward.
Wait, what about me? What about Coronata?
If I might interject, under the circumstances, oversight of Bald Geralt shall pass to Maid Matilda, provided she still wishes to assume it, of course.
Of course I do! Why wouldn't I?
I shall explain everything shortly. Come with me. It is time we toured Bald Geralt.
Come with us, Witcher. I rather dislike this bureaucrat's tone. I might have work for you yet.
Wait, I beg you. Help me. If you don't, I shall go out of business for good. You must look to Coronata, you must.
Fine, I'll see what I can do.
Witcher, are you coming? We should see what's afoot at Bald Geralt.
All right, let's go.
Before we finish the Blood and Wine main story, let's talk about some bad choices we can make in contracts. During the Tufo Monster contract, we can choose to keep Madame de Bourbeau's affair a secret. While you score a point of compassion for there can only be one, I think keeping the infidelity a secret is the bad ending to the quest, even if the husband is kind of an asshole. Equine Phantoms is my favorite contract in Blood and Wine. During this quest, you'll be tasked with investigating a spirit that is haunting a hermit lady named Penastri. In order to fully immerse yourself in the investigation, Geralt takes a bunch of mushrooms and becomes capable of speaking to his horse Roach.
Your voice. It's, interesting. Gotta say, I expected a young mare to sound, girlish.
Based on what? Your vast experience with talking animals? Far as I know, I'm your first.
Good point.
Roach and Geralt eventually discover that the woman is being haunted by an Umbra, so they chase the phantom horse to a nearby cemetery. If you don't keep up with the Umbra during this chase, you will fail the quest. But assuming you make it to the cemetery and investigate the grave, you'll discover that Penastri is being haunted by the spirit of her former lover. Homeboy got cursed for killing his horse and is now unable to rest in the afterlife. We will get the bad ending to the quest if we refuse to have Roach forgive the Umbra.
Anyone who flogs a horse to death on account of some silly tourney deserves a fate this bad.
Let's kick his astral ass, Geralt.
For plays!
Poor hermit. Won't let you torment her again.
I did what I had to do.
Right. Agreed. Let's head back to the hermits.
In this case, if you return to the hermit's hut after some time has passed, you'll discover that the Umbra ended up killing her.
Hermit's corpse. Umbra must have returned. Body's practically drained. Not a drop of blood left.
During the contract, Feet as Cold as Ice, Geralt will be tasked with finding a dude named Francois, who went off to fight some druidic beast as a way to prove his honor to his lover, Jaquette. Man, Toussaint is full of simps. There are a few ways we can reach a bad ending in this quest. The first is to either let Francois challenge the beast on his own, or agree to go with him and then run away. In both cases, Francois will wind up dead.
Didn't stand a chance. Had to end this way.
We can also let Francois die during the fight itself, even if we accompany him. In any case where Francois dies, we bring the bad news to the quest giver and can hilariously still request payment.
Afraid I've got bad news. Sir Le Goff fell in combat.
Oh, just as I had feared. He was so terribly courageous, bold to the point of being rash. He'd have done anything for me. Gran always said true love must end in true tragedy. It seems she was right.
So, about my reward. Didn't manage to save his life, true, but I did...
Reward? I mourn the loss of the love of my life, yet you... The gall! Take your gold. Choke on it.
Okay, we're finally in the home stretch. Let's bring this diabolical playthrough to a gloriously bad conclusion with the main story of Blood and Wine. We kick off the expansion by meeting with knights of the Duchess's army, traveling to Toussaint, slaying a giant, and investigating the Beast of Beauclair's most recent victim. This eventually brings us to slaying a Bruxa in Corvo Bianco before jumping into the arena to fight a Shaelmar. While Palmerin has a health bar in this fight, he's got too much plot armor to actually die, though it is hilarious to watch him get obliterated by the Shaelmar. Our first bad choice is to kill the Shaelmar before going on the hare hunt with Anna Henrietta. At this point, we need to track down where Milton is located because we learned he's the beast's next target. There are a few minor bad choices we can make at this point. If we use Axii to calm down the horse, we'll get confronted by the other participants who challenge Geralt to a fight.
Well, that's hardly fair.
Flagrant cheating is what it is!
Sirs, we must teach this scamp some proper sportsmanship.
Wanna fight? Step on up.
The cheek!
At him, gents!
Regret your dishonesty, lout.
Ha!
I hope you've learnt your lesson.
If not, we're available for more tutoring.
Fuck-a-doodle-doo. No rematch. Got no time. I'm in a hurry.
How many times has Geralt gotten his ass kicked in this playthrough so far? I've lost count. We can also fail to get the golden fish, which causes Geralt to steal it from the winner. And finally, we can choose the wrong location when speaking to Anna Henrietta. The quest concludes with us failing to save Milton before tracking the beast to a warehouse on the docks. I lost the fight to Detlef here, but it doesn't really matter since you only lose a bit of XP. Regis shows up to break up the fight between Geralt and Detlef, and we hatch a plan with him to investigate why Detlef is killing all these people. This involves collecting saliva from a spotted white to brew a decoction that will allow Geralt to view Detlef's memories. Killing the white instead of lifting the curse is the worst ending to this quest. Our investigation next takes us to the Boot Black, where we'll get our ass beat by some hooligans and get them thrown into prison.
What's the meaning of this? The brawl? Who started it?
I'm investigating the beast on the Duchess's orders.
Ah, yes. We've heard of you. And these men, what are they doing?
Obstructing my investigation.
Understood. Right. A few days in the clink ought to teach them not to impede official duchy business. Come on.
We can also get scammed out of 500 crowns to pay for the Boot Black's intel. We eventually find the abandoned toy store, where we find letters that the blackmailer wrote to Detlef with instructions on which targets to kill. If Detlef didn't comply, the blackmailer would supposedly kill his lover Ren. Anna Henrietta determines the wine stains on the letters were the secret ducal stash, so she and Damien accompany Geralt to the vineyard where the wine is stored. On the way, a group of merchants will get attacked by panthers. If you run away from the fight, the objective will fail, and you'll get this unique dialogue with Damien and Anna Henrietta.
You call that escorting her illustrious highness? What were you thinking?
Captain, this is not the time for such complaints. As for you, Witcher, next time keep close.
I'm just gonna speedrun these next bits because there aren't any other major bad choices until the endings of the DLC. We storm a castle and learn about the Centurion, attend a party with Anna Henrietta, watch another murder, and finally storm the castle where Detlef's lover is being held. The one bad choice in this quest is to let Roderick die, as he was used as a tool by the real mastermind behind the murder plots. As it turns out, Renawed wasn't a kidnapping victim. She was the real mastermind behind the murder plots the whole time. Her real name is Siana, and she's actually the long-lost sister of Anna Henrietta. and she manipulated Detlef into killing the knights who wronged her as a part of a grand conspiracy to reclaim her place among the royal family. Detlef crashes out and threatens to bring hell down on Beauclair if Syanna doesn't meet with him to explain herself within 3 days. But since Syanna was involved in the murder plot, Anna Henrietta puts her in prison, so she's unable to meet with Detlef. Detlef makes good on his promise and attacks Beauclair with an army of vampires. There are 2 divergent paths we can take during this part of the quest, which will lead to different options for the ending of the DLC. Let's start with diving into Syanna's ending path by entering the Land of 1,000 Fables. Beyond Hill and Dale is one of the most fantastical quests in The Witcher 3, cobbling together a bunch of common fables like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, Little Red Riding Hood, and The 3 Little Pigs, among many others. There is one catastrophically bad choice you can make during this quest, and no, I don't mean sleeping with Syanna. If you don't get Syanna's ribbon back from the little Flint girl, then Detlef ends up slaughtering Syanna during their reunion.
Syanna, I have a question I must ask you.
Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse?
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part. A shame.
Syanna.
In this case, we get one of the bad endings to the expansion. Anna Henrietta throws Geralt into prison for failing to save Syanna, regardless of whether you killed Detlef afterwards. While in jail, we get one more opportunity to get our ass kicked, as the same blokes who were threatening the bootblack come for revenge.
Who have we here?
The Guardian of Gutter Snipes locked in the clink. How did that happen?
My. What could the Duchess's favorite have done to deserve this?
Back off, I'm busy.
Hear that? The laundry wench is busy. Yet I fear we have a matter to resolve. Remember our meeting, bootblack bodyguard?
You go ahead and chit. I'll be back once you're done.
Thanks for sticking around to help, Jacques.
You're in the coop, mate. Only one thing counts here, survival. Folk don't stick their necks out for anyone besides themselves.
Boo-hoo. He left you all alone.
Worry about yourselves. Managed to knock me down once, sure, but that was an accident. I promise.
An accident, you say? Well, those happen all the time. And some men are just prone to them, as you very well might be.
Apart from which, we would not be here if not for you. So think of us as the trap you set for yourself. An accident waiting to happen.
Oh, we've been dreaming of this. A miracle by which you would land in here. And voila! Sometimes dreams do come true.
Got lucky once. Should have quit while you were ahead.
Grab your washboards, boys! Let's show this skid who does the scrubbing around here! Now, let's not do anything rash.
What is going on here?
Is something not in order, sir?
Why is this man on the floor?
Perhaps you should ask him that.
Why are you lying there?
Taking a rest. First day in the laundry. Didn't realize it could be so tiring.
Harlots, brutes. Solitary for the lot of you. You'll have ample time to consider. Think about the choices you've made in life. I'll make certain of it.
Didn't do anything to deserve solitary.
Shut it!
Dandelion will bail us out of prison, and we'll still get to keep Corvo Bianco, but we can kiss the other rewards goodbye. While this ending is pretty bad, there is another one that is even worse, and that will be the canon ending for the worst playthrough. There are two ways we can potentially get to the worst ending. One is to save Syanna by obtaining the ribbon for her during Beyond Hill and Dale. In this case, she will disappear before Dettlaff can kill her. This will cause Dettlaff to crash out, which is followed by a boss fight where Geralt and Regis kill him. The other way is to pursue the unseen Elder path to get a meeting with Dettlaff during the vampire attack on the capital. To do this, we meet with Oriana instead of journeying into the Fable book. After doing a quick quest to kill a Garcane for Oriana, she grants us a key to reach the Unseen Elder's lair. The Unseen Elder is none too happy to see us, attacking both Regis and Geralt upon getting woken from his slumber. After fighting our way back to him, we can get a hilarious instant death scene by asking the Elder too many questions.
Don't ask, or I will kill you.
What's with Regis?
Questions. More questions. You waste my time.
No, wait!
Reloading a save, we convince the Unseen Elder to force a meeting with Dettlaff at Tesha Mutna. Without Syanna by our side, Dettlaff predictably crashes out and forces us to kill him. Before attending our celebration ceremony for bringing down the Beast of Beauclair, Regis asks Geralt to look into who Syanna's final victim was supposed to be. During our investigation, Geralt gets his ass beat for the final time in our worst playthrough.
Are you well, my friend?
What happened?
Well, I saw your opponents gain the upper hand, so I took the liberty of jumping in. They shan't bother us anymore. We can now have a calm conversation with the proprietor.
When bringing Syanna to stand trial before Anna Henrietta for her crimes, we get the worst possible ending to Blood and Wine.
Syanna, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you. Will you forgive me?
I shall never forgive you.
Wow, what an incredible journey. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thanks for watching. You have an attention span of steel, my friend, even if you had this video up in the background. This video was an insane undertaking. I started planning out my playthrough and gathering footage back in January, so this project has been 6 months in the making, and my script is sitting at 47 pages as I wrap up the video. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more terrible choices in RPGs. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.